Hey, what's up? It's your girl Tamara, aka Girl from Harlem.
And this is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee.
And this is the Guy Show.
Boop, boop. And today we have a very special guest.
Very special.
I like to refer to him as a ghost because either you know him, but you know all his work, but he really is like a ghost out here. Like, only way you would know who he is at the party last night because he had a 6'6" white man in the suit following him everywhere, every movie he went. When he went to, but if it wasn't for the 6'6" white man, you wouldn't know that this guy who he was. But we got my bro. We used to work together at Epic. Arnold Taylor in the motherfucking house. Let's give it up for Arnold Taylor.
Thank you for taking the time out to even sit down with us. I know you really don't do interviews, so definitely our pleasure.
I do the right interviews.
Oh,
yes.
I like
for the
that.
right people that I rock with.
What are the right interviews? I want to know from your perspective.
With me, man, that's all about, I played high school basketball. I've been popular before. It's all about the brand right now for me. I guess just working at Def Jam back in the days, and to me, the brand is important. So for me, the SCMG brand is more important than Arnold Taylor because I didn't get into the business with a nickname. I got in the business with my real name.
Exactly.
So for me, it's like anything that represents the brand.
Mm-hmm. Put a mic closer. I just want to make sure we don't miss nothing. Yeah, perfect. That's good.
Anything I can do for the brand, those are the interviews, and you talk about real shit. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Well,
we've been in the trenches together, so we know.
Come on, bro.
We know. And go ahead to me. I'm sorry.
I want to know about the.
Well, okay. So let me tell you. So Arnold comes from radio. And let me teach you guys something. If it's one group of people in this business that you don't play with, it's radio guys. They will never not have a job.
Facts.
And their job is only built on relationship and trust.
Facts.
And if you get it, if you want to be in the music business, I'll say this to anybody, if you want to be in the music business and you want to be in the music business for 40, 50 years, I'm just getting to the radio world because it is built on nothing but relationships, trust. So Arnold worked he was one of the regional guys or national guys for Epic, right?
Right. Epic
So
was my last job.
His last job. So it's funny because when you work for L.A. Reid, you work for L.A. Reid.
You work for L.A. Reid.
Like, I don't know how they say it. When you work for L.A., you work for L.A. So you kind of can't be an individual. You are working for L.A. Reid.
You work for L.A. Reid.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Because L.A. Reid is
that's the bottom line.
Is bigger than a label.
That's what I'm saying. L.A. Reid is like he's like a fucking mythical, like a Wizard of Oz mythical character, and it's about so when you work for L.A., you work under his brand. It's his brand. Like his brand was L.A. had more followers than Epic Records.
No, he does.
You know what I mean? So it's his brand. So you kind of got to carry yourself. Wow. Like if you're a woman, you work for L.A. Reid, you got to worry about, you better come to work looking good. If you work for L.A. Reid, he's all about aesthetics and looking the part and playing the part. So, we worked together. He was regional, so he would work our records. But here's the thing I'm trying to tell you guys. Us A&Rs, we don't interact with radio guys. We would interact with Benny Pugh, who was the head. Right. That would be the most. But Benny Pugh, those guys all would work with Benny Pugh.
I got a question. How do A&Rs not work with radio guys? How do you get the songs on the radio if you know?
Well, first of all, that's the misconception. People don't realize I was doing A&R before.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh.
My first job was with Timberland. Yeah, it was with Blackground.
Yo, I remember you from That's crazy.
Yeah,
you was.
So I was just a kid, house in Miami, mom from Carolina. So, I was going back and forth, but I was the.
Where'd you go to high school? That matters.
I went to high school in Charlotte.
Okay.
I'm Carolina all day. Yeah, I'm Carolina. Okay. Yeah. But to me, it's like I got into business like signing artists and being with artists and doing street team promotions the whole nine. But when I got the job at Blackground, I was the youngest guy on the label. So Aaliyah's uncle, shout out to the lady Aaliyah. That was the queen. Blackground was Timberland, Genuine, Missy. It was a management company. We had the lady Aaliyah. We had Tim, but Timberland, I was in the studio with him all day, every day. So I was already like making records and being around him and getting my ears. Like I tell everybody, I got my ears from Timberland. What I realized, but I met everybody through Tank.
Yes.
Tank's my guy. So the reason I stopped doing radio, make a long story short, is I was on the road with Tank because I really didn't have a job. Blackground, we just was like a title.
Whatever you got to do.
It was a title. Yeah. Very old school. You get out there and you young, He'll have me in the office listening to music when I'm supposed to. Paris Johnson gave me my first job. I saw Paris last night.
I was Paris's
Paris
intern.
gave me my first job.
No
okay.
way.
Shout
I
out
swear.
to Paris Johnson. He gave me my first look. I was a kid, street team.
Paris is how I met Rock City.
Yeah, I might have had them. See, I might have had them teeth in my mouth still. I was still hood. I was still hood when I met Paris.
Yeah,
I still had to. I had to
Can I tell you something?
had to
Working for
pull
Paris as an intern, I learned the real music business.
I
Real
wanna
talk.
meet
Paris is
Paris.
super smart.
He's super smart.
Super smart.
But Paris was my first inside behind the veil. Like
What's the biggest thing
understand.
you learned from working under Paris? Both of you guys, since y'all.
I don't know Paris.
Paris,
Saying
you know
I
what I
learned.
learned? Paris made, because Paris from the Bay, so.
Yeah, from the
First of all,
Bay.
he
But
smoked.
he did that
Nobody
for
smoked bigger than him.
every day.
I learned how to be like, I've never seen somebody that was hood and street still, but still could switch it to corporate. I didn't know how to do that.
Code
You got what I
switch,
mean?
yeah.
I was more like the street. And I've always been a dude that was from the hood, but not thug. You got what I mean?
Yeah.
I still know how to carry myself
Yeah.
and conduct myself.
I'm
You know, I never played that game. It wasn't about that for me. I'm trying to find out how I can get out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
same here.
So Paris showed me how to I could switch this off, bro. I done
Yeah.
seen you put the blunt away
Yeah.
and go in a meeting and like structure it and talk well, the whole nine. So I said, all right, cool. I rock with this dude. So he taught me how to play both sides.
And
That's important.
and Paris. My experience is way different because technically I wasn't. Okay, so here's the truth. I never said this. I was kind of clout chasing when I was working for Paris. Here's
Okay.
why: because Paris had an artist.
Atlanta shit.
Paris had an artist, that
Right.
Michael.
Right.
Paris had an artist named Michael. Michael was really who I was like. So Paris had an artist named Michael. My job was really to handle Michael.
You wasn't cloud chasing. You had a mission. and
No.
you knew
But
you
what I'm
was
saying is that where the clout chasing part came from, I would tell everybody I was interning for Interscope. But technically, I didn't do anything for Interscope. I did everything for Parrish. But Parrish this is right when he got promoted, when the Godfather, Step Johnson, promoted him to national
Interscope.
Interscope, and now I'm working with Parrish.
Yeah.
So the two things I learned from him was I was an intern, and mind you, I'm around. Parrish had a house set up, so he was smart. He had Interscope paying for his setup. So
Super smart.
It was a house setup that Interscope was paying for, and and anytime I would try to make him feel sorry for me, like Parrish famously would be like, yo, man, I need you to go to Stone Mountain, pick up this songwriter, take them to Alpharetta, and then take them home. And here's $10 and get yourself something to eat.
Right.
That was Paris. That's Paris.
Right.
All the way. And then he would,
Right.
and then I would be like,
for gas,
and then
five
I
for
would be
trains.
like, no, you had to figure that shit out. And I'd be like, Paris,
Right.
man, that ain't enough money. And then he would always be like, you fucking, huh? Are you fucking? I'm like, yeah.
That's Paris.
He said, you know I ain't lying.
Paris.
He would say something way crazy because he was
Paris.
crazy like that.
Paris.
But the nice version is, you fucking, right? I'm like, yeah. Because he had his office set up, but when he left to go home, he was like, do whatever you want for the house. And his house was crazy. So we would like bring girls over there. So he'd be like, so you in my house, fucking,
Right.
doing all this shit, and I still got to
me for
give you
money?
extra
Right.
gas money? Kind of nigga is you? So he
That's
made
Paris.
that's Paris. So he made me see I can't
See
depend on a
already,
man to
right.
give me money, and he
talk.
made me see. So now because in the music business we all front. When you coming up, you don't really know who's rich. You know who's richer as fuck because you
Right.
see a 6'6" white man walking behind him. Okay, you know he's richer. But I'm just saying. But you don't know.
Ray's
But
not
you,
gonna
but
stop till he
but
gets a
he
6'6"
rich. He a different kind of rich.
white man.
But you don't know who rich is because everybody looks nice. So
Right.
when you working for Paris was the guy that made me start being honest about where I was in life. Because mind you, I'm interning for Interscope. Babe, come to the crib. They come to the crib, pool table, crazy setup,
Looking good.
big TVs everywhere. They looking like,
Oh,
you
nah.
on. And then he was like, oh, so you want to be on with my name, but you want me to also pay for your lifestyle.
Fund it.
Nigga, if you fucking, he was like, I'm not buying groceries. Are y'all fucking them girls? They
Right.
need to bring groceries
Nah,
over.
he gonna-
He didn't.
He from the Bay.
He would pimps.
Bay.
That's what the pimp culture is.
But hold on, but the main thing I learned from him though, is he always had his company outside of the label.
Him and his yep.
But Parrish, he did radio and promotions, but he really is an A&R. Parrish nice with the artists and the music, so he taught me how to we can do radio, we can do promotions, but he really kind of kept me in that A&R stance as well because he always had an artist on the side.
Yeah.
Always had writers.
Always.
He's also the radio guy.
Exactly. So he was working his move,
Diverse.
but Michael was who I really worked for.
Yeah.
And Michael says I have a writer from this guy you got to meet. They gonna be signed to us, and that was Tehran. And my job was to take Tehran. And the day I met him, I remember being honest. I'm like, yo, bro. And here's another thing I want to say. It's important for the men that's listening and the men in the room. Bro, the one thing that I feel like we got to start teaching men is it's nobody's fucking responsibility to feed you.
Amen.
And Paris taught me that. And he would tell me like, nigga, I'm giving you the opportunity and I gotta pay you.
Facts.
And you want to have access to my lifestyle so you can benefit.
Listen, man.
Nigga. So I started being honest with women and I'm like, I ain't got it. And then don't get me wrong.
How'd that go?
8 out of 10 is gonna walk away. But those two, Arnold, those two that stay.
Right.
Motherfucker, I love y'all.
But they there because they want to be there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So that's and the other thing he taught me was that nobody gives a fuck.
Real talk.
Because people will walk in the room to meet with him and his brother, the independent business. Monday. And they walk in the room to meet with him and his brother, and Paris would be like, yo, I got a guy with me, she got a dope artist. I don't care. What's the budget?
Period.
You know what I'm saying? So it was always like, but it's dope, it's this, it's this.
Bottom line.
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Wow.
What's the budget?
That's crazy. I never even thought about that. That's
crazy.
So
So for me, my perspective always was, it ain't about how good these people that are inside don't care about how good you are. They care about what you can do for them and what you can do, how they business works for you. And if you don't have that, then what you gonna do? So that's what I learned. By the way, shout out to Parrish. I saw him last night.
100%.
I appreciate the opportunity. That dude taught me so fucking much.
Likewise.
Yeah, love Parrish. So go ahead, Tamir.
Just going into beginnings, because we at that point. You said you got your ear from Timbaland. What did he teach you to kind of listen for? So what do you listen for when you listening to music?
Man, just black man. I was just willing to learn. Though. I was the kid that was from Charlotte to New York. You know.
Wait, hold on. How did you meet Timbaland? That's not something.
I met Timbaland at Black Round.
Oh,
okay. Timbaland was mad. They was Barry Hankerson.
But how did you get in Black Round then?
Parrish.
Oh, so
let me tell you before though. Nobody would give me a gig because I was like, that was street team. I was in Charlotte.
What job you had before you got in music
retail.
industry? Oh yeah, there you go. Retail.
Hey,
I knew we was going somewhere.
You sound like the police.
Oh no.
Oh no, I didn't. Oh,
she gonna get your business.
Oh, I missed it. I was thinking Old Navy.
Yes, I'm from the hood. Nah. I cleaned up nice.
Okay. I was. Okay.
It wasn't Old Navy. I wasn't that school.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I worked at a retail store.
Okay.
I worked at a retail store. My godfather, shout out to Jack Gordon. He passed away last year.
Amen.
You know, I actually dated his daughter, and which is odd because most people don't like the guys that their daughter. Right. You know, we was more friends, but he just saw something in me though. Gave me a job at the record store. We had the only mom and pop, music store. I was in high school. And back in the days, there was,
you said you don't know what record store is?
No, I
said
record.
I already say
I was like, but record stores have been the starting point for a lot of people.
It was. And back in the days, like LL to all the artists, the Mary, they would all do in stores at record stores.
I remember. I used to go get my CD signed at the record stores.
All the cyberspace, the internet, all that. Mm-hmm. It was, we sold CDs, and that's when real money was there. You sold CDs and cassettes and vinyl. I'm old school, so to me, but I was like, wow, but the thing about that, it was a job that was interesting to me. I didn't choose the music business, but it kept me out the streets. And it also was like, it was intriguing because I would see the record reps and the radio guys come in with the artists. And I spent so much of my youth like locked down in the store working on the weekends. I said my next job, career, because I don't do jobs, career. Is I got to be out.
Yeah,
I got to travel. You know what I mean? Because I used to be in the store 7 days a week. You know what I mean?
And I was gonna say, if you heard what I said about radio, and you like, I'm considering it, you're gonna be on the road.
Real talk.
You're gonna be.
I like being on the road though.
Yeah. That's just something to say, because it's like that's why they like you gonna have to get on that drive, go to North Carolina, go to this Columbia, South Carolina, the Greenville, Alabama, every city. You got to make sure you spend time with the PD, the junior guys. Y'all, that job is like.
Man, like I said, I went. But Paris gave me my first job. My first job was I was doing a lot of street teams and marketing, poster boards, the whole nine. But Paris was at Death Row before. At the end of Death Row, going out, he said, I'm going to give you an independent regional job because this one, like, Death Row was kind of at the end. I think Suge was kind of like, I don't know if Suge was locked up at that time.
Pac was definitely dead.
Yeah, it was on the end. He worked with
Suge in the beginning too, but he came back. I remember that. Yep.
He was going to Black Ground already. I said, man, listen, man, I'm killing it in Charlotte. Charlotte wasn't known for Music City, obviously. I said, the program director of the radio station want to talk to me. He said, first of all, you got to get your collar shirt. You got to clean up a little bit. You a little bit too. I got the hat to the back. You know what I'm saying? You know, the thing about record and radio is different. The record guys, we ain't go to college.
Nope.
We come from a different world. You got what I mean? You know, smart and intelligent as well. A program director at a radio station might have 4 degrees. They're more analytical.
Yeah.
So they talking to me about golf and all kind of shit. I'm like, what is that? I'm playing golf, man. I play basketball. So, at the end of the day, though, but I had to understand, though, in order for me to get into that world, I got to change my mindset. But I would have had that mindset in a way. I just was around, you know, real niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm around, you know, people that love being in the hood. I don't love being in the hood. You got what I mean? You know, my plan was always like, man, I ain't never coming back here.
Get me out of here.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I respect it. But I ain't never coming back here. I don't care. I don't care about keeping it real. Don't talk to me about that. I can do the same stuff you do. I'm just as G as y'all if y'all want to do that. But I don't do the tough guy thing. So to me, I think at the end of the day, you know, just being around, you know, him and Paris and showing me like you can still be who you are. You can still show a different side, bro. And that's what I did. I took the 6-month consultant independent job at Death Row just so people would talk to me because it gave him a reason to actually they got to talk to me now because I'm the rep in the
Now you gotta.
But he already had a bigger plan for me at Black Round, and that's when I moved to New York and I was back and forth to New York and National Mix Show. Cause you know I had to leave my city because my city wasn't popping. Yeah, you know what I mean. I had to bring it back.
Another, you got. Not only that. On another level, your city only knows what it knows. It does. And the reason why everybody is where they are is because that's all they know. So the only time you can see more or do more, you gotta go see. You gotta leave.
Go see it, bro.
You gotta leave your hood, like you got to.
And it was LA and New York back in the days. It was nowhere else.
That was it.
I don't care where you was from. I know
you know
Chicago and Memphis and everybody else came later. Yeah. It was LA and New York. I don't care where you was from. You had to play the game. Yep. It wasn't even Atlanta at the time. Atlanta wasn't even on yet. You know, so you know, I had no problem with that. I don't have no problem doing what I got to do. You know?
Everything about your success makes sense now. Yeah. Me not knowing, because I wanted to ask you, like, because what he's doing,
right?
Every radio guy has tried.
They have.
He knows.
They have.
And I'm not disrespecting nobody.
They have.
And I'm talking about guys that are like giants that can press a button. They all tried to do what he's done. He's the only one that I know of that has done it.
They have tried.
They all tried.
What made you successful?
No, I understand. It's the fact that he has an A&R background. That's what I mean.
I mean, Timbaland has the best ears in the business to this day. Timbaland can go do a song for Drake right now. He can go do a song for, you know, Mary J. Blige. He can go do a pop song for Billie Eilish. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a brilliant guy.
Diverse.
And I'm talking about in the studio for 12.
He's magic. He's magic.
I damn near hate being in the studio now. And I got a million artists for a long time because Tim will go in the studio at like after the club, 6 a.m. after an event and be there till like sun up to sundown.
Brain different.
And I'm talking about hearing a record, you know, you're a songwriter, right? You know about writing songs over and over again. It's out of pocket.
Yeah.
Do it over.
Yeah.
You know, y'all hear that?
Yeah.
We don't hear it.
Exactly.
It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's missing it.
We was already out. But I had to understand, like, man, the pocket, okay, it's the rhythm of the beat. It's the groove.
Yeah.
So, you know, I never take that for granted, you know. When I see people saw love, but people think I started at radio. Like, I realized, like, when you know, even Black Round, I could bring artists to Barry, I could talk to Parrish about it. But the reason I chose radio to answer your question is because I had to realize, like, as an A&R, I watch A&Rs get fired every time the artists don't work.
We talk about that.
That ain't their fault. They could just be timing. You might have a summertime record in the wintertime.
Yep.
You might have somebody that don't believe in the artist. It's a lot of factors to breaking the artist.
It's so many factors that it could be timing. It could be timing.
I needed something more stable. And I said radio was popping at the time. If I got a song played on the radio, you probably get a deal. You got what I mean?
Yeah.
So me thinking like, okay, I got to move from this, but I got hot doing radio.
Yeah.
You got what I mean? So my name came from radio. So people are like, oh, you a radio guy. Yeah, if you know me from now, you know what I mean? So shout out to, marketing promotions. I'm really more marketing. It wasn't just radio. I was the guy that bring a radio station a dope idea and come up with dope ideas and let's do a big promotion, make it sound big on the air. Mm-hmm. They got away from that. It wasn't just you playing my record. It was let's brand the artist as
let's
well.
collab together.
Yeah. So I I look at myself more as I think I can have great ears. You know what I mean? I'm an OG that can hang with the best of them. Like, you know, I got young ears, I got old ears. My ears ain't just urban; it can go all over.
I have young ears.
You know what I mean? Like, but I also my marketing ability to me, hands down, is what sets me apart.
Did you go to college?
Hell no. No.
He did. He went to college. He went to college at Paris Johnson.
Right.
At Barry Hankinson.
University of Paris Johnson.
My daughter just graduated Chapel Hill 3 years. You know what I mean? And my son's going to ECU next year. So
love that.
Listen, I didn't go to college. I went to a community college. I wanted to go to.
Y'all keep downplaying y'all one semester.
I wanted to go to Winston-Salem and play basketball, but I'm 6 feet. I was probably 140 pounds. I said, where am I going to go play basketball at really, in what league? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to realize, like, how far am I going to go with this?
What's really happening
here? Two assessments have to happen in life
right.
to be successful. Like,
I got to be so good at basketball.
Be realistic about what's on the table.
I got to be so good at it just to make, the team. I made the team, though. But you know what? It's because my heart is bigger than most people's heart.
Yeah.
But long story short, it's like I don't know. I think that I forgot what I was gonna say, but to get back to your train of thought. I mean, I think that to me, college is a beautiful thing. That's what I wanted to point out. I went to community college, got my 2 years associate degree, but that was because of business.
That's college. Don't do that.
Can I say something?
I don't know if I even finished.
I'm gonna back you up. Let me back you up. Let me tell you why it's not college.
Yeah.
Where you go to college at?
I have a Syracuse degree.
Syracuse. Okay, cool. So let me explain something. I'm gonna tell you why. No, because let me tell you why. Because we like pretty girls.
Right.
You know I'm going with this, right? You run up to a pretty girl and you like, this was my experience. You run up to a pretty girl, you'd be like, yeah, which school you go to? I go to Clark. Oh, okay, cool.
Right.
What school you go to, Ray? I go to Atlanta Metropolitan College.
Howard. You know what I'm saying?
Howard. And I go to Atlanta Metro. Atlanta Metro. Nigga,
right.
So it's like, it's almost like
so
the world will let you know.
You took it off the resume. You was like,
I'm never going to mention CPCC. You're like, what, huh? Yeah. It's an associate degree. I went for business because I wanted to learn how to do business. And I was only going to school.
Business 101.
I was only going to school because I was my mom's only kid that didn't go to school. My sister didn't go to school. My brother didn't go to school. I'm already going for the wrong reasons. You got what I mean? And I wanted to get the girls. I wanted the girls. I wasn't playing basketball no more.
Of course.
But I was already thinking about business and how to learn business. What I realized though, college is great for if you go to school. Everybody should go to school if that's what you do. Me, I'm more hands-on. I'm going to learn it from experience of being on the job. You got what I mean? Too. Yeah, that's how I learn. So
raise it one semester. Don't be acting crazy.
How long you do, Ray?
Oh, 3. I didn't know you did 3.
I'm saying 2 years. It might have been a year and a half. I don't know.
I
was on and off.
Can I tell you why I quit college? I will tell you a story right quick. You got to hear the story. By the way, this shit is for people like us who feel like I ain't starting there. And no, I want people to understand. This is why I quit college. I go back. I'm in school. My first semester. We in business 101. Nigga, I don't know what I want to do in my life, but I know I don't want to be broke and I don't want to be hood. That's all I know. And watch this. Is my teacher. This is what my teacher tells me, and I guarantee you, no teacher at Harvard, Clark, Spelman told their students this. He tells us, Business 101, hey guys, y'all all register to vote. And we was like, some of us, we black people like, oh yeah, some of us. He was like, y'all better vote because if George Bush win, y'all are all fucked. Now think about now in my mind, I said, that's Mama Arnold. I yell in the class, well, why the fuck am I here? Shit, I need to go out try to campaign for George. For Al Gore.
You said that out loud in class?
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Why am I here then? How are you teaching me how to run a business and telling me if this man win, I'm fucked?
That's real.
You only telling me that because of your expectations of the people in the room.
That's real.
You're not telling that to kids at Harvard. You telling kids at Harvard, you're going to run the world. You telling kids at Atlanta Metropolitan, if a Republican win, y'all might as well hang it up. Man, fuck this shit. I'm going to go figure out and that's really why I went and did it. So just so you know, and I know, and by the way, I at some point in my life, I start realizing and by the way, women do it, by the way. Women, y'all teach us this. Y'all don't know that this is a compliment. Y'all teach us this. Y'all don't know that y'all might walk by us when we're nobody. Same motherfucking girl walk by us with nobody. Soon we go get a chain.
Shame on you.
Soon we get a chain.
Shame on you,
and
man.
We look like
Y'all
we got
do
some
the
clout.
same thing to us. When
That's
I
why
was
I'm
an
wearing a
ugly
chain today.
duckling, y'all didn't fucking care about me when I was
That's
an
why
ugly
I'm wearing the
duckling.
chain
But once
today,
puberty
Ray.
hit,
Exactly.
and niggas get a chain.
Sounds like you got a chain on today.
No, I'm telling you, niggas be ugly, but they put that jewelry starts shining. That's
Jewelry
a
make
filter,
niggas
some makeup. I be like, ooh.
That's what I'm saying. For
That
makeup
AP
for y'all,
look
makeup for
good.
y'all is jewelry for us.
Yeah, listen.
When you put chains on, it
The
looks
jewelry
good.
do it.
The
Let
jewelry
me tell you
does.
something. Let me tell you something. I realize
Real jewelry.
I realize girls
we learned
only
the
care
lesson about
about
somebody wearing a fake chain over the weekend.
No, we gonna do that tomorrow. Let's go.
I realize girls don't care about nothing but status and power and swag.
Status, power, and swag.
It's when Notorious B.I.G. was
Big, black, and ugly.
What? He told you what he was. And shout out to Big. Girls loved him. Rick Ross, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't calling nobody ugly. I mean, I'm just calling them saying at the end of the day, they're not the typical pretty boys.
Those are my type of niggas.
Right.
Because they look like they got money.
Right.
If
like big boys.
If Rick Ross worked for UPS, he would not be your type of nigga. He would not be your type of nigga if he worked for Rick Ross. If he was a UPS driver and came up here and delivered.
Do not hop out the.
I need to see your phone and see your ex-boyfriend. I guarantee somebody got a six-pack.
No, I'm gonna look.
No. They got 6 figures.
Right.
Oh, you're right.
They ain't got no 6-pack.
You're right.
But they gonna have them 6 figures. Am I right, Tamira?
You got a type.
She has a type. I like that she has a type.
I have a type. Anyway, wait. I'm gonna ask you a question before I get distracted. Right. I'm gonna show you my ex-boyfriend. And you're gonna be like, oh my god, you really have a type. You said something. You said, as a black man, you felt like you kind of had to control who you were in hip hop. Like you couldn't enter a room a certain way. Do you think that your career trajectory would have been different if you were of a different race?
You know what? I'm a guy that don't play the race card. You know what I mean?
I play the race card.
Let me tell you why. And, I tell, man.
I'm a race card player.
My girl Nietzsche gonna laugh at this. I tell her all the time.
Shit and I'm a player.
I tell her all the time. Let me see this, guys. Who's it? Oh my God. You do like Biggie and Rick Ross. This guy.
He's literally Biggie and Rick Ross.
Does he have 6 figures?
This guy look like Biggie for real.
Does he have 6 figures?
I can tell by his shoes.
He got money?
He getting that bread.
Okay,
Look at
and
shoes,
still
right?
I'm trying to say, he got that money though.
Yeah. Okay, you know what?
By the way, that lets every man know while me and Arnold, while we went to, we don't say the cars we went to, and we talk about the other shit we went to.
Right.
Because we know what attracts y'all. We understand it.
Point proven.
We're going to skip over it, but the point. Let me tell you why I don't see color. One, like I said, my pops from Miami, my mom from Charlotte, and my best friend's Indian. You know what I mean?
Miami, Charlotte.
My best friend's Indian.
The South
I've been around Latinas. I've been around.
Where'd you meet your best friend?
In Charlotte.
Okay.
When I had a record store, his dad had all the back in the day clothing stores. You got the young, but they had the cross colors and all the jackets, which was like an Averex. Cross colors was like that, and they had all of the hot clothes. So everywhere his dad went, my godfather that owned the record store went. So we was only minorities in Charlotte. It's not a black city. Charlotte's a white city. You know what I mean? Yeah, Charlotte. And then people say Charlotte gonna be the next Atlanta. It's never gonna be the next Atlanta.
That's why I
thought Charlotte was black.
Don't get CRAA the one weekend mixed up. Charlotte is never going to be Atlanta. People coming to see how I'm moving to Charlotte. Don't you do that unless you know what it is. I don't play the urban game, and the reason I tell people I don't see color because in my mind, I'm never going into the room on a woe is me if I was white. I just don't do that because I'm already handicapping myself on the opportunity.
Mentally handicapped.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, and listen, I tell my Jewish partners, y'all need me and I need you guys. You can't do it without me culturally, and I can't do it without you because there's certain rooms I can't get in as well. But you need me too. Don't stop fronting, bro. You need me too. You can sign an artist without us, Ray, and you're gonna call for help.
You're right.
I'm going to get you out of jail. I'm talking to your mom. I never meet an artist. I don't know their parents.
Oh,
I'm an artist moms. Because we pretty much the same age.
Yeah.
So
Ray
you know what I
always
mean?
says signing an artist is like taking on a kid.
Yeah, because when
and taking on their whole family until they become successful.
Then they don't know you no more.
Right, and sometimes you just can't get through to a kid. I got kids, so when you can't get through to them, I gotta call your mom. I gotta snitch you out. I gotta snitch you out. Is that okay, guys? Young guys, can I snitch you? Can I call your mom and snitch you out?
But here's another thing, Arnold, that you gotta talk about. Also, because you need the people close to him to know every angle of the story. Because as a mom or a father, you might only see the world through your child's eyes. Man, my child did this. So you need to always be ahead of it and be like, yo, I told him not to do this. He's going to go do this. I just want to make sure you know. So if he does go there, they're not like, where was Arnold when he was shooting people up?
Arnold did it.
Yeah, he know that. Like, it's a lot to do what we do, bro. It's a lot.
And they call me. Like, you know, me and baby mama close, me and Toosie mama close. We talk, you know, and they call me. Like, you know, I got some artists that call me that their mom be like, hey, man, I don't know what's going on with this. I need you to talk to him.
Step in.
So now I got to play big bro. I try not to play dad because when you become in that dad role, you done messed up. You done messed up with that dad role. Now ain't your daddy now.
Let me tell you why.
I'm big bro.
I can tell you why. Because when they put you on that dad pedestal, the minute that they see you on some fuck shit, and it might not. And by the way, all our daddies and mamas been on some fuck shit, but when they see you on, it's like, you do what?
Real talk. Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of say, I'm big bro. So big bro can be at the club having fun. But daddy is like, did you smile at that girl? Like, it's different.
And they won't tell you certain things now because you dad now. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Big bro, they going to come in and tell me like, listen, man.
This what happened.
Somebody got pregnant last night. I don't know who it was.
Exactly. That's real.
Don't say another word. I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the fact that when people talk to you, it's different. Like, I'm close to all my artists. I don't try to hang with them and be their friend though. Like, we like a family over here. You know what I mean? And I'm a working CEO. I don't sit in the office and I made it and you seeing my old plaques. And what have I done lately?
And by the way, I gotta say something. His crew around him, all official.
Thank you, bro.
From Garrett, like his crew around him is all.
Shout out to Garrett. Garrett, the best I've ever hired, bro. Garrett, my guy.
Yeah, like Garrett was a project manager, marketing guy at Interscope. So everybody around him are like official guys, not like guys who are like, and that says a lot about you.
Thank you.
Because it takes a lot for someone to leave $1 billion conglomerate to go work with their man. That's my man, but once I do work with you, I'm putting my entire family's, my kids' mouths in your hand. And that means that I got to trust that you got me. So that's why I'm saying, like, King Carter, all the people around him, everybody around him, official guys.
Craig Martin, I'm a radio guy. Craig been with me for 18, 20 years. He do all my radio stuff right now. We work all our records ourselves, you know, and then I decide if sometimes, you know, the label wants to, you know, if I want the label to work certain things, but I got a full staff, you know.
So what's the biggest difference between working for a label and running a label?
Oh man, you know, I only got a job at a label because I feel like, to me, I needed to learn certain things. I was always going to be here. You know, my marketing company, South Coast Marketing was bigger than South Coast Music Group. I've always had my marketing company, even when I had jobs at a label. I was working label records for everybody. I get a job at a label, tone that down, man. Tone it down. Hold on. But I will say this. Benny Pugh in LA, Benny gave me the job at Def Jam.
Yeah.
And Def Jam taught me how to brand myself. Like, I was Arnold Taylor from Def Jam for 8 years after I left Def Jam. I go in the club, they popping bottles because I work at Def Jam. No artist with me. You know, nobody branded better than Russell and Kevin Lyles at Def Jam. So to me, like, I take a lot of my popularity back from Arnold Taylor to, like, it's all about South Coast to me now. It's all about the label, because of the label and the brand, and I shout out to P, like, he's did a great job with QC. And I talk to P all the time. I talk to Gotti all the time. Those are my two partners, P and Gotti, because when I signed Gotti at the label, and Gotti, I used to always work Gotti to all his records, and that's just my guy. P's been solid from day one. You got what I mean? I met Coach first, but just me and P just have a different connection, and he always called me even when shit ain't sweet. You know what I mean? So, but that's your question. I just think that at the end of the day, it's just, you know, one, I don't see color. I want to make sure that you understand what I said about that, and I don't care what nobody say. If you tell yourself you from the hood and you black, and I want to make this statement, you know, and you can't do this, and the white man trying to hold you down. Listen, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Ain't nobody holding you down but yourself. I ain't go to college. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna mention my little degree. Like you said, you went to Howard, right? Which one?
No, Syracuse.
I wish I was to HBCU.
Syracuse.
But wait, hold on. I gotta
Morehouse, whatever.
No, because at the end of the day, though, you have to be realistic about what you're facing.
Real talk.
So we cannot act like we live in a colorblind society. We do not.
But here's the thing: we can't afford to acknowledge it.
I'm not saying act like it's a handicap. I'm not saying act like it's a handicap, but know what you're walking into.
No, but hear me out though.
Yeah.
But you can know and not give a fuck, or you can know and let it weigh on you.
Okay,
So he's saying he knows it's a factor. He just said, I tell my Jewish friends, I need you and you need me. But you cannot see, like, if anybody knew the odds of what we're up against to be successful, none of us would go after it.
Exactly. And when I say I don't see color, I see bad people and good people. If you just a whack white person and black person, you just a white person to me. I'm not gonna put the whole race of people. Oh, you racist, this and that. I just think fuck with you though. Yeah. That's what I say. I see bad people and good people because I've been done wrong by most of my own people as well. So I can't be like, but I love my people. I'm never gonna switch up on my people. You got what I mean, right?
Exactly.
But I see bad people and good people, bro.
I do too. And I see bad intent and good intent. But Tamir, I'm not saying. I will say this, and I don't know if Arnold can attest to this, but I know that this is the experience I've known when race comes in. If you're black and ambitious, and they see that ambition, they shut you down.
Real talk.
So if they know, like, no disrespect.
That goes back to your humble comment.
Yeah, that's what I said, but no disrespect. But if anybody knows, like, that's why I was asking. I'm like, if anybody knew that he was going to be what he was.
Completely different.
They would have shut him down a long time ago. Matter of fact, they would have offered them deals.
They tried to.
Sold them on it, of course.
They tried to. Hold on, let me finish that. Yeah. You said the difference was, because you got to catch me back, because I go all around and tell it now. I'm going to tell my story. But you said, what's the difference between working for a label and working for myself? I was always going to be here. I never wanted a job at a label, but I knew, coming from Charlotte, it wasn't on the map. I knew I had to go in and learn, because I didn't want to have a label and not understand certain things about the inside of a label. I'm the only CEO of a label like mine that's worked for a label. So my respect is different. I worked for Def Jam. I worked for Interscope. You know what I mean? I did consulting for all of them before. You know, I was working all their records. I made these guys millions before I even started a label. So when I call them and walk into the building, the respect is different. You got what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and I won't even take an artist to them on my relationship. I can go sign an artist when I first sign them and do a deal. I do it independently because, one, I'm self-made, and two, I don't want to take it into a situation, a major partner, until I get it to 50 miles per hour. You got what I mean? Because they can take it from 50 to 100. That's what I don't do. I need to be breaking my next artist by that time. So they do things that I don't do. They don't develop either. I develop. I like the 0 to 50. That's the thing that ain't sexy. Over here. It ain't sexy. So I wanted to go in because I never wanted my artists to not understand. You know, even my lawyer, Rick Joseph, shout out to Rick Joseph. He did Master P deal. He did Shaft, Cardi B's deal. He's good for labels like mine. You know, he came from publishing. That's the one thing I didn't know a lot of, and Ray probably know way more than me when I started my label. I'm never going to start a label and have these kids' life in my hands and not be able to explain to them what they're doing, because it's like, really I'm playing with your life, bro. I can't send you back to the hood after you don't work. So that's why I like to develop artists. So you can make a living out of this, though. You got what I mean? I don't sign TikTokers. I don't sign one-hit wonders. I'm patient and I'm cool with the slow process of the development, and that's why my label is different.
But how do you determine if someone is? So what do you look for when you're signing an artist? Like, what is like? Okay, this is not going to be a one-hit wonder. This is not going to be a TikToker. This is going to be the next thing.
Well, I don't look for the numbers. You know, I look for the talent, and I look for like who's authentic. Can I, like, are you who I see? You know what I mean? Like, you from Syracuse? Are you from Syracuse?
Absolutely not. I'm from Harlem.
Okay. You in school, Syracuse? No disrespect. I know y'all serious about y'all boroughs.
Of the world.
I love Harlem.
I'm from the capital of the world.
I love Harlem. You know why I love Harlem? I'm gonna come back to my point, because it's like everybody from the South moved to Harlem as part of New York, though.
Give me some
I found
more.
grits and I went to church in Harlem, so don't talk about Harlem.
Love that.
But the reason, you know, I would say my point I was making before is that I don't just do numbers and look at numbers. I'm just old school when it comes to like building. But I want real talent. I want to look at you and say, she from New York. I believe that. Yes. Is that what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I better know I'm from New York. Wait, I got a question though, because you signed DaBaby, and if I don't know how true it is, but wasn't he like rapping in a diaper back in the day?
Nah,
they said that he was. So that's why I'm like, did you look at this guy on the stage in a diaper and was like, he's the next one?
Hold on, I'm gonna ask you a question, and Ray making attest to this.
Shoot. I hate when you ask me questions.
No. Hold up.
I love this.
Hold up. I signed Baby Jesus, first of all.
Right.
Not DaBaby. When do you think, I still call him BJ to this point.
Wow.
BJ. That's a nickname. What's up, BJ? That's what I call him.
Yeah.
When did you think I signed Baby? That's how I know if you've been following the South Coast yesterday or you've been following for a while.
Well, I know you told him to change his name because you said it would be controversial.
When do you think I signed him? Give me a year. How many years I had him?
Oh, a year? Oh, shoot. Damn. Okay, so we went through some shit. So he had his peak. Okay.
Not peak.
Oh, sorry.
Love that. Love that.
Are we back or we still struggling?
I'm not gonna let that be in the air.
Toosii, he had a wave that's coming back. Waves come and go.
By the way, that record is a smash.
Thank you,
Shake
bro.
some.
Thank you.
Smash.
Shake
The
some.
new one.
So happy.
He's outside.
When do you think I signed
Oh,
him?
okay. Let me see what year.
Don't jump off the
I
question,
would
huh?
go 18.
18 what?
2018.
Yeah, maybe. Does that give you some time? You said you did some artist development.
I signed Baby over 8 years ago.
Whoa.
I was close. I did 5.
Nah,
Baby wasn't even my first artist.
No. Let's be clear. In artist years in development, 3 years.
Niggas would've left
3
you.
years is 30.
Sitting on a label
3 years
for-
is 30.
Listen,
Yes.
it took us at least 4 years to get recognized. Nobody wanted to
That's
sign
crazy.
Baby.
No, people right now, artists will be like, I've been working with Ray for a
y'all
year
wanna
and
know
I
that,
can't
you know?
get signed.
He said something
They will
super
jump
important.
ship.
Arnold said something super important. This is what we have to focus on. And this is, to me, is a huge problem with the business. This man has been proven. And it's crazy that, and I'm not going to put my man out there, but the first person that should have got DaBaby should have been L.A. Reid.
100%.
It should have been 8 years ago.
100%.
The minute he found him, he should have said, Arnold, you trying to develop something? Let me support you. That's my biggest problem with the music business. But guess what they rather say? Arnold, help us make our money.
100%. And I'm glad you said that because
I'm missing a piece here, but I know why I'm
hold
missing.
up. I only went, and I'll go back to the artists and when I signed them. The only reason I even took the job at Epic, I was done working, for labels. I always wanted to, I didn't want to be in New York no more. I wanted to come out to my city. I know I was the only one that can do it for my city. You got what I mean? Because think about Charlotte. Charlotte got more money than most cities. It's the baking capital of the world. The problem is everybody go everywhere and turn up. I see people in Charlotte and Vegas and Miami and Atlanta.
I saw some people last night.
Why don't you do that at the crib, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we'll be
Charlotte
popping if
nightlife is
you
crazy.
do that. But let me ask you something. And it's changing now, and I love my city. But this is the thing, though. I only took the job at Epic with Benny. I worked with Benny Pugh at Def Jam because Benny's really good on structure. That's what I learned from Benny. He's really good on structure, this and that, company guy. So I only want to go to Epic to start my label. I said I was going to do my label just to being loyal. I'm almost too loyal. Let me start my label with you. LA, Benny, y'all Giants. Y'all know stuff I don't know. And they let me sign the artist. I signed Gotti over there. I signed their first artist, Cash Out.
I didn't even know that.
Out. Yeah.
Fire.
So, with D, Bases Loaded.
Yeah.
So I was working at the record that's one thing why I had the marketing company, because I could work a song and see what it was. It wasn't
it's
no
brilliant, by the way. It's
research
brilliant.
and analytics. It was if you were a radio popping, I got something here.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say I had to keep the marketing company Ray because I was like, that's my inside to find out if I need to sign them now, so I can test you out.
Yeah,
before.
myself.
Yeah, So to me, that's why I kept the marketing company so long. I knew what was real and what was fake. So I only went to Epic to have my own label. They let me sign stuff, but I realized anybody gonna give you nothing, And shout out to LA and Benny, they wasn't happy about, when I left, because I think as we as black people, since we talking about black people, because you don't want to say black people. I'm saying black people.
I love it. Let's go.
You want me to keep it real? I think a lot of times if you got 100 million, and I'm throwing crazy numbers out, so you got
Ray got 100 million.
You got 50,000, it don't matter. But if you got 100 million,
you got
you got 100 million, I got 50. Who cares, bro?
Nobody cares.
Yeah. It ain't too much you can buy that I can't buy either.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I don't care. I'm happy for you, my dude. You know what I mean? So every time I see Ray, I'm like, man, I'm happy for you. I love what you're doing, bro. You've done some amazing songs and things. And I like people that are behind the scenes and don't care about the limelight.
Yeah, I don't
because that's who I am. I do whatever, for my brand. But listen, I like quiet money. You got what I mean? I don't even drive my car. I drive my car to the grocery store.
You wouldn't be rich, not famous.
Yeah, I don't care about being famous. So at the end of the day, I think that I wanted to build this same thing with Epic. They just didn't understand. So you let me sign something, but they had me in promo man role because they was like, Epic. And one thing LA did that was smart. He went to Epic, home of Michael Jackson and Sade. he didn't want to go to a label that was established. Yeah. So I said, I'll help you get it popping with Future. You know, was with Future every day. You know, Future tell you that's my guy. I was on the road with him every day, developing the whole 9. Because LA knew he was Rico's cousin or nephew. I'm not sure which one.
No, he's Rico's nephew. I mean cousin. He's related to Rico.
Yeah. So I knew at the end of the day, I don't mind putting in the work to help them out to get what they wanted to get to, as long as at the end of the day I can get my label. That never was seeming to happen. So I said, you know what, I got to bounce. You know, and I did it right. I trained the staff. I made sure it was cool. That's good. You know, I talked to Benny the other day. LA, we talk, you know, occasionally, but it ain't no remorse. I ain't mad, but I also realized anybody gonna give you nothing. And I realized, like, even though radio made me successful and I'm not mad at my move, they really still pigeonhole me from, like, being respected as a guy that can sign music, because nobody don't know that Timbaland story like that, because me and Timbaland don't talk about it. You know what I mean? They don't know I came from signing artists first, you know, and developing artists first. At Blackground, I didn't have no title. I just was working. I was a promo man. I was driving the bus.
People care too much about titles. I was doing everything, getting the job done.
Yeah, but what Arnold is saying to me, I think is probably, I think what you're saying is the reason why the music business and these labels are suffering. Mm-hmm. The reason why the labels are suffering is because they are, and mind you, it might be, and it's worse now. It's way worse now because these companies are publicly owned, right?
Yep.
But these companies now, they can't employ the best people, because if you're the best at something, I don't mind helping the enterprise. Mm-hmm. I don't mind helping the big shit, but let me build something for myself. Exactly. And if you're the best at it, that's what you're gonna want to do, and they don't let it. That's why somebody like J.R. McKee, who was streaming guy, was like, yo, I can help y'all blow up all these artists, but he's like, yo, I want to do my own thing, and they's like, nah, that's not what you're here for. So for me, like, by the way, this is why I act the way I act on my team. If y'all want to do something, this is why I open the door for y'all, because the last thing I want is to have somebody around me who's like, Ray, I want to do this, but and my thing is, as long as you're doing what I'm paying you for, if you do the other shit, that's just more money for us.
Real talk.
But I'm never going to be at a company where you're going to just tell me, like, when I was at Warner, I made that company at least $30 million.
I'm saying?
And then when I left, they kept it all. And they're probably going to make another $50 million over the next 15 years from them same things. But I got a salary, though.
Come on, bro.
And I guess what? I walked in the room and everybody treated me like, Warner's here. And I'll be honest with Arnold, I just said to myself, I was like, at some point in time, I got to say, Ray is here. At some point in time, I got to say, fuck if he's here for Epic, fuck if he's here for Warner, fuck if he's at Interscope, Ray is here. And it was literally like the most common sense, because that's why I started this show, because it was like, how can I let people know that it wasn't Warner that knew, it was Ray that knew.
Exactly. You can never do it.
I can never do it.
Never do it, bro.
Because how can I let everybody know? Like, Arnold knew me, but people don't know, like this nigga Akon said to me the other day, he said, Ray, I'm going to do your show. I was like, man, good looking. He said, Ray, I ain't gonna lie. Nigga, I didn't know you was that fucking smart. If I knew you was that fucking smart, Ray, I would have had you coming here running Convict. But the only way you know people like Arnold and Ray is through the talent. So we're at the mercy of the talent in our lives. So if the talent comes in and fucks up, like, this thing about it, even Arnold, when DaBaby goes through what his thing doing, that was something that hurt DaBaby. By the way, it shouldn't have happened, because I fuck with him, because all he was really doing was being a solid nigga from the hood. So you love hood music. This is my problem with America.
Oh, here we go.
No, real talk. Y'all love our hood antics, our hood music. But as soon as we say something that goes against your agenda, you want to cancel us. Now, my thing is this. You don't want to cancel us when we saying some shit that go against the agenda that hurts our people. So my problem is that y'all love our hood shit. Hood niggas, white people be in the concert singing, nigga. And as soon as a nigga act like a nigga,
real talk,
stay away from me.
Watching your mouth.
How the fuck do you think he became who he became?
Real talk.
He became who he became by being a real nigga. He's only doing what he was taught. So my thing with DaBaby was, I wish that everybody, instead of canceling him, the message would have been, let's educate him. Let's do it, but it was so, lynch him. Where's the fire? Where's the rope? Let's kill him. Bro, the man is speaking from a perspective that he comes from. Do not punish him from that. I always say the problem with the music industry is y'all want NWA, y'all just don't want niggas.
Real talk.
And my thing is, that's the bullshit. And back to what we said, I'm sorry, I just had to say that. But here's the thing about, I just said this, about South Coast Group, but then you didn't stop. Got Toosie. You still got your other shit going. That's what I love. I love that. That's what made me really love it, because I'm like, and for me, it's like, I still don't understand why somebody ain't just pulled up and said, yo, Arnold, here's $100 million. Yeah. And that's my problem. He's proven he could get it.
Right.
But it's like, if I give him $100 million, let me tell you what happened. No, it is because you black, but it's not because.
I whispered that.
Hear me out. I saw you though, but it is because you black. But let me tell you why it's because you black.
I ain't even put.
Can I tell you why it's because you black? Because what Puffy and Jay did, they showed people that look like us.
Niggas getting money.
Nah, they showed us that no, it's not that, Tamira.
Yes,
let me get it out.
I'm sorry.
They show you that
I'm sorry.
you can make money being yourself. Because see, black people, we think, and by the way, if you're from the hood, you know what I'm saying. When you're from the hood, we have to code switch. Obviously. We have to come in the room and make you less uncomfortable before we can show you our value.
Real talk.
And Puff and Jay-Z showed us you can get $1 billion by being yourself.
Exactly.
And that's when they was like, oh, we got to shut these niggas down. Mm-hmm. So if I see Arnold Taylor get $100 million, guess what Ray, Jack, Eddie, everybody in the room is saying? I can get that.
100%.
And they like, I don't want to give that to y'all, 100%. Motherfuckers. That's the reality.
You know what's crazy, man? And I'm just got. I mean, shout out to Baby, man. Baby like sends me 4 or 5 records a day, bro. On any good or bad day, the kid, nobody works harder than that kid, bro. Like to me, I'm so proud of little bro. Like just because of like his work ethic, and all my artists work hard. Toosie, Tia Corinne, you know, Dusty Stay True, Big Molly, I mean, name them all. Black Zach, you know. You know, at the end of the day, bro, it's like if that would have happened to anybody else, you would have seen them quit and fold. You know what I'm saying? The reason Baby is my franchise player of my label, and Baby wasn't the first artist I signed. I signed a 19-year-old a white girl named Bridget Sky first. I was so mad at the labels, like I'm doing my own thing. I went all the way try to go pop. Should have called Ray for a hit.
That's my mistake, by the way. And we should have called, but we got it now.
I'll get back to that, though.
Yeah.
I should have established the company what I know first, and I ended up doing that. But to me, you know, he's my franchise and my LeBron because I know he ain't never gonna quit. You got what I mean? To this day, we never had no problems. We never had no contract disputes. We never had no money and fall out. Just take it all, bro. I don't care. It don't matter if your deal better than my deal. I don't give a fuck. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I want you to win, and like we have a great, solid relationship. You know what I mean? So if he want to go right now to a whole nother label, I'm gonna support that. You got what I mean? Because he's done what he's supposed to do for my brand, and I've done what I'm supposed to do for him.
Why would you support that?
So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna talk to you about it later, okay? But
you're not gonna leave me.
Let me tell you, you're not leaving me. It's no different. Like, and I don't know the top Kendrick situation, but I know at some point the deal is over. Okay. You know what I mean? And these guys are older. You got to let them be who they're going to be.
But Tamir, you're not factoring one thing. You're not factoring one thing.
Yeah,
he would be a hypocrite if he didn't do that.
Exactly.
He just said, I made Epic all the money to hopefully do my own thing.
Exactly.
And they wouldn't let me. So I baby, like he can't say to Baby, this is my dream, my goal, and not include yours. Yeah. So he's including his. So that's the most realest thing you can do.
And at some point, you know, I got mad at people for not letting me be me and not letting me grow because these guys that had their own labels and own companies inside of companies told me I had to get rid of my marketing company to work for you. Wow, I got that worked out. I got somebody working that. So it shows you like you're so concerned about me being focused. My staff right now, my head of radio, from Gary to everybody else. Gary's my head of marketing, you know, from King Carter to Mike, you know, to Darius, to Samika Lewis, to everybody. I got my own staff, and I pay them myself. They can have their own company. I'm gonna help them get their own company. I'm gonna set them up. Your money got to make babies. You got what I mean? If I don't set the youth up, you know, I'm an OG. So at the end of the day, y'all got to take it over. Y'all might find somebody hot and keep me going. Cash Money, Young Money. You got what I mean? Wayne stayed true to Baby, and he kept that legacy going. Because Young Money really is Drake and Nicki. Yep. Right?
Yep.
So at the end of the day, if I don't put you in a position to carry the torch, because I'm so big on, no, you got to be signed to me.
I love that.
Signed to me. So, you know, we got to educate ourselves. Like, I'm not no dude that is jealous of models. People say they ain't jealous and they want what's best for you. People don't want what's best for you. They want what's best for them. And if you can't help them, then it's a problem. Yep. If I can't help you, Ray, oh, God, well, you know what? I ain't cool no more.
Yep.
Then I'm going to see how you moving now. You moving different now, you know?
Yeah.
Man, damn, we didn't put in 10, 20 years together. God damn, how much longer I gotta be here?
And my thing is that, but that's how we become our own Sony, our own Warner. We have to empower the people around us. I tell labels, when I went to work at label, I pitched this, and they looked at me like, what? I said, why don't you give employees option and say, instead of taking your bonus, you can sign something to your own label and build it yourself for the same amount your bonus will be. So my bonus is $75,000 for that year based on my shit. Give me $75,000 budget to go.
That's cute.
Yeah, of course. But guess what that means? That means you're gonna get power, and we don't want you to be powerful, bro. It's for, to be honest with you. That's why I'm like in this place of like, I'm fearless, and it's like I don't even want to do this. Like, I know I'm better than 95% of the people at the companies. How about, I know I'm better because they still calling me for help.
No, you always say the labels don't know what they doing.
No, but here's why they don't. But it's not, they don't have to. They are the premier brand. And I'm saying this out loud. I want South Coast Music Group to become a Warner.
My man.
I want that.
That's what we're going
because
for,
if he does, guess what that means?
Yep.
Everybody around us eats.
That's what we're going
Everybody
for.
that look like us eat. And that's what, it's nothing better than one of us being in the seat. And they don't do that. And these niggas hold us back.
Exactly. And Ray's had a job in the label. I had jobs in the label, but the reason I respect Ray so much is because you've accomplished so much on your own. You know what I mean? And I just don't rock with nobody who ain't got no story, first of all. You ain't got no story, man, we can't be nothing but associates. Because I don't know when you're going to run and tell it and all kind of weird shit, I think at the end of the day, man, it's like, I always been my own man. You know what I mean? I'm from Carolina. I'm from a city that in a music city. I made it a music city.
You create the industry.
I didn't move to the A.
You are the L.A. Reid of that city.
Real talk. I didn't move to the A, and I didn't move to. I got tired of breaking artists from everywhere but my city. They didn't give us J. Cole, so I said, all right, they didn't give us J. Cole. Petey Pablo older than me, Shout out to Petey Pablo, but we still talking about Petey Pablo like it was yesterday. And Petey Pablo did amazing things for the Carolinas. I love Petey Pablo, what he did. And he had a song called North Carolina.
Come on,
he was actually signed to Timberland. So at the end of the day,
that's crazy.
You still thinking about the Carolinas that far back?
Yeah.
That bothered me. So I said, I don't know how I feel in my city, Ray. If I'm breaking everybody from everywhere else,
you got to be your own man.
I said, man, I can't even. And I'm watching them sign. I'm watching them sign artists in my city doing it all wrong. Because one thing about Carolina is a melting pot. My dad from Jersey, from up north. He came to Charlotte, moved to Miami. We're like southeast though. You can get a J. Cole in North Carolina who sound like he's from Brooklyn, and you can get, I don't know, who's somebody that sound like they're from the South. Maybe a Petey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody who, it's a melting pot of, I can sign 5 different artists, and I got 10 artists right now, and they all sound different.
Yep.
I'll never sign an artist that's the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's my little Gemini mind. You know what I mean? It's like, I have to keep it intrigued for me, because if I'm signing just all trap rappers, now I'm the trap label.
Exactly. And now now you're getting pigeonholed into like that's what you are. Yeah.
I don't want to be, like I said, I don't want nobody to call me urban. I'm a record label.
And then you got to start South Coast Music Pop.
Yeah, because you don't call Warner Brothers urban.
Yeah. You don't call Warner. You don't say Warner urban.
Yeah, you don't say Def Jam urban.
Nah.
I mean, you might try to pigeonhole that, but at the end of the day, I'm not an urban label.
What's the end goal for you?
The end goal for me is to keep put on for my city, sign more artists, just develop. I'm trying to be the Def Jams. I'm trying to be the Motowns. Baby, my deal with Baby is through a JV Interscope, which I'm not, exclusive with. And with Toosi, he's at Capitol. I signed Toosi 4 years ago, by the way. Everybody that you guys see me doing is, they've been baking in the oven. They're coming out the oven right now. You know what I mean? This shit didn't happen yesterday. I ain't just get lucky. Tia Corinne. I signed Tia Corinne 3 years ago.
Wow.
So people think they just all happen. People in the oven right now, and they're gonna be baking and they come out later. But I put in the work. But I think that the end goal for me is with Tia. I'm going through foundation. It's straight independent. I got labels right now, but to me, I want to keep everybody at South Coast. Just do a high-end distribution deal. I'm going for ownership. I'm going for power. I'm just people calling me now about triple digit million deals and hedge funds, and everybody want to, me and P talked about that the other day. Like, people calling now, but it's like I see people that did less than me that got $200-300 million. You know what I mean?
Right.
P did it right. Even Mike Karen did it different, because Mike comes from radio. Mike Karen, APG, is the only person I know, you know, that was in promo and radio that didn't get pigeonholed.
Yeah.
You got what I mean? And he slid over to the record side and signed NBA YoungBoy and Kevin Gage.
And Charlie Puth.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, you know, sofa means $1. So I'm just starting to get that respect really and truly because I got to do so much more, you know, and then sometimes you get more props working for a label. You know, I was so high to Def Jam, and they was probably paying me $50,000 a year. Oh, no.
Yeah.
You just thought I was making
Absolutely
$50 million a year.
What I'm doing with 50.
And now I'm on the high if I break an artist, it's a different type. So you got to be cool enough to be like.
Def Jam on the line.
Yeah. I mean, back in the days, but I mean.
Tamira, y'all don't understand, man. I want y'all to understand. We talk about the predatory deals that labels do
Real talk.
to artists. We need to be talking about the predatory deals that labels do to their employees.
Exactly.
Because every employee that wanted to be great or had the ambitions to build their own house, the minute that the labels knew that you wanted to be more, they treated you like the enemy and they ostracized you.
Facts.
And so for me, it's like and I don't even know who to blame because it's like these companies have been around so long. But these people,
man.
Dog, these people are like, it's just messed up how they treat people that look like us. And the only reason, and no disrespect to Mike Caren, because Mike Caren to me is top 5 A&Rs of all time.
He is. No, he is
brilliant.
He is.
But if Mike Caren can get, this is why systematic racism exists. Hear me out.
Oh, now, hold on, y'all.
Let me just say this real quick.
That's my favorite.
Because the way it sounds like the system is racist towards people.
Real talk.
That's not what it is.
Real talk.
What it is that, what you want to say?
No.
Systematic racism exists because if someone at the top doesn't understand where you come from, how can they truly invest in you and build you up and support you? Thanks. So Mike Caren looks like Craig Kalman, his boss at the time. So Craig Kalman is like, oh, I know where you come from. I know who you are. Let me empower and give you an opportunity. And he became bigger than Craig Kalman. And he became he made a lot of fucking money, right? Yeah. But Craig Kalman didn't lose his position. Now, here's the thing. They see us as a monolith. They see you're from the hood, everybody from the hood is the same. They don't know that there were people in the hood that were locking their doors and everything else because they didn't want to let the bad people out. We had to interact with them when we didn't. So if a guy like Arnold Taylor comes in the room, or let's say Arnold Taylor is running Warner Records. Mm-hmm. If he sees a young guy who he's doing a deal with, or Eddie, and Eddie is like, I want to do more. I want to be big. He's going to be like, I got you.
Real talk.
Why? Because he looks like him. He sees him. He knows where he comes from. He knows the hangups he has. So the system is not racist. It's just no people that look like us that can do something for us in power.
Exactly.
So the only people that win are the people that look like the people. So Aaron Bayshuk can come to Atlantic and as an intern and sign fucking Plies. He can sign Bruno Mars. He can sign Cupid. He can do all of that. But a black guy can't do that because in our world, you only know this. So it's not the system is racist. It's the system has been one way for so long.
Real talk.
I'm gonna be honest with you. At the only time in my life that I felt like I was truly an American was when Barack Obama won.
Real talk.
That was the first time I cried because I was like, fuck.
Talk. Yeah.
They accept us.
The system is racist.
We're
not gonna. You don't have to live something to understand it and help people and be caring. And just because you didn't come from the same place as me and just because you don't understand where I came from doesn't mean that we equal.
Tamir, can I say something? You're contradicted right now. I'm gonna prove it to you.
We got company right now.
No, I know, but I'm gonna say something. But you're contradicted right now, and I'm gonna prove it to you why. Because
say it.
If anybody watches this show, Tamira always speaks from the position of a black woman.
That's what I am.
From Harlem.
Yep.
When we speak about a subject, you see it through the eyes of a black woman from Harlem. But hear me out. But you're also saying we need white men to see our position also.
But my thing is that I don't have to be a white man to understand what they go through. Black people have been living. We've been telling our story. We're not some niggas hiding under a rock and you don't know what's going on. You know what's going on.
But what is
y'all could cater to?
Who do our story make the bad person?
Pardon?
Our stories who's the bad guys in our story?
What does that have to do with the conversation right now?
Everything.
Who's a bad guy? Why is there a bad guy? You know who's the bad guy?
The white people.
White people being racist.
No, the white people who did what they did. Tamira, all it is this. Like, see,
slave owners?
Let me tell you something. You know what the hardest thing for me is? Sitting down next to a white guy who comes from like a better background than me. So hold on real quick. Everybody brings their shit to the table. We all do. We bring our experiences, what we learn, what we seen, everything. As soon as Arnold said, I learned from Timberland, I'm like, that's how he took over. Because he understands two most important things: marketing, A&R. I'm an A&R guy. I'm a manager first, but I understood music because I thought music was going to get me out, mind you. And that's why I have hits. Right. And I don't have artists signed to my label because I didn't understand. I just caught on to the marketing thing. But my thing is that I don't want white people to feel bad for what it is. Because,
I want white people to feel bad.
Hear me out. I don't want them to feel bad for what it is because it is what it is. But if you're saying to us, they should cry, how can we serve Arnold, how can we be better counterparts to your community? You have to understand the only reason why you are saying that to us is because you have control over us. Because if you didn't have control over us, we wouldn't need you.
Real talk.
They know what it is.
Real talk. I think, you got to think it's one.
If you asking how to better my community and you ain't even in it, then that shows what a fucking control you got.
But here's the thing.
I'm got to control my damn community. How you asking me?
But Tamira, Tamira, I'm a man.
All right.
And my thing is, I'm a man.
We got company.
No, it's good though. It's good.
I'm look at my hand.
Friday.
I'm doing this.
He know we talk about this.
I know.
But I'm saying I'm a man, and we James Brown famously says a man's world, right? So at this point in time,
what's the line right after that?
But it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing but without a woman.
Oh, yep. I knew there was a line that came after.
But hear me out. But hear me out. But hear me out.
Girl,
but hear me out. You're right. But what I'm saying is that as a man, I've seen the world through my eyes, right? A woman was there for what I thought she was there for. So now, in today's time, as we matured, we see women differently. We can't tell y'all what to do with y'all bodies. These are things that you didn't hear when I was 18. Her body was yours to do what you want. You couldn't tell her what to do with her body. You couldn't tell her. Look at women.
Your playland.
You know what I'm saying? That's my point. So my thing is this: is that doesn't mean I'm sexist. That just means I didn't understand the female perspective. I understand the female perspective now. So now I want to empower women. I want to, now I'm like, fuck, Education. It is hard. Education. I do have to protect you differently, but it takes me, but that's what I'm saying. It's no different.
Appreciate
but
that.
I feel like white people are afraid to really give us power because it's so much anger that comes with the change.
Because we're superior. That's why they don't want to give us power. But I'll skip that for another day.
But it is though. It's knowledge is power though. Because let me tell you something. It's like
she's crazy.
I get job offers all the time.
We're 400 years behind, and look at we're beating everybody's ass. So imagine.
We're different though. We're different. You know, it's got a thing. I get job offers all the time because it's like, I can get a job offer to go run a label all day long, but it's like they ain't what I want to do. You know what I mean? I'm too much of an entrepreneur, but I'm also a situation.
Do it your way.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not even about money for me no more. It's about power. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We in the hood. I'm back and just give me $1 million, $1 million now. And I realized that $400,000 going to taxes and
right. Enough. $1 million is not doing.
Once I get that house, I'm back broke again. But that just shows you we have to educate ourselves. Now people talk in 100 millions like it's $1 million, right?
Yeah.
That just shows you the education, right? Real talk.
But it shows you. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean, Tamira. It's nothing like. That's why I want to make it known. I'm never gonna be angry. I'm never gonna be mad. But what I will say is, if you ask me, be prepared for the answer. But I'm not going to volunteer the information. I don't walk in the room and say, white people didn't know I was black until I wrote Dear Black White Executives. That was the first time they was like, oh, you really are black. Huh?
Favorite thing I ever read.
No, but I'm saying, but guess what? I'm better than everybody that works at Warner on the A&R staff that look like me.
Yeah, and one thing about you,
not that look like you, everybody on
no, but
the
let me tell you nothing. Let me say nothing. I'm better than everybody on the A&R staff, but I will say this. Sweetie ain't had a hit since Ray been gone. And that lead chopper, biggest hit, Slutted Me Out, was the last record Ray turned in. Remble ain't put out a song. No, I'm saying facts.
Can I get a flex bomb on this one?
But guess what though? In the real world, somebody would sit back and look and be like, we need to go get him back and fix it.
That's what I'm saying.
But guess what fixing it means, Tamira? Admitting that you're wrong.
Real talk.
And no one wants to admit they're wrong.
They don't.
Ego. And because if you admit you're wrong, now your boss is looking like, oh, well, he was really the one.
Listen,
Come on, man.
I should have got my first $100 million from Not saying my first because I don't have it yet.
Pack.
I'm sorry, I don't have it. I should have got, not my first $100 million from Epic Records.
Period.
Right?
Period.
And we still would have had that powerhouse going right now. And that's no diss to LA or diss to Benny, anybody. It's just because Sylvia Rome is the only black executive in the business now. Just so you know.
On the label, on the record
only
side,
black executive in the business. It shows you that we so powerful, we know how to make it happen though, but we also feel like, we can't get empowered the right way, so we have to empower ourselves. You know what I mean?
I'm half and half on that one.
I'm just being real with you, but it's nothing wrong with having a job. I just know me. I'm not no person that if I'm making $10 million a year to job, to me it's still a job. It's just a mental thing with me. I wasn't raised by having a job. Even when I worked with my godfather at the record store, I actually ended up buying a store and owning a store myself.
That was like a family
business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, my first job might have been selling copies and fax machines, but it was a commission-based job, right? Because I didn't want to make $200 a week.
No,
I didn't want to make $200 a week. If I made nothing a week, I was fine. But I could make $1,000 a week though.
Yeah, if commission based, meaning it's based on me. But here's another thing people don't say about jobs. Here's another thing people don't say about jobs that y'all got to acknowledge. You get a job making $10 million a year. Guess what you're also gonna do? You're gonna start living your life like you're making $10 million a year. And once you live your life like you're making $10 million a year, guess what you just did, guys? You need that $10 million a year to maintain your fucking lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And then you can't go start nothing because, like, dog, the most humblest thing I had to do, and it's all because I know you get this because you in Charlotte, was knowing how everything ended at Warner and having to go back to Atlanta and say either I'm gonna make a phone call or I'm going to just say, you know what, fuck that. I'm going to set up my own shop and I'm going to work for myself. Exactly. Now, I also know that niggas is going to be looking like, oh, fuck, Ray fell off, and you got to deal with that. Yeah. But the only way I'm going to have to get to where I want to get is if, like you said, I have to do it, bro, because they are not going to empower you. They don't want to because they need you.
Real talk.
They need you. And the best A&Rs and the best people in the business don't want jobs now because they want to build something for their fucking kids. Exactly. And the business is like, nah, we can't do that. And to me, it's like until they start doing that, and here's another thing I'm going to say on record. Name a fucking artist that is broken in the last fucking 10 years that wasn't attached to a production company. When DaBaby came out and was blown up, guess what I knew? He was somebody. Boom. Now, that's why he got these hits. He would a guy that understands this how we eat. We make hits, right? Look at fucking Dolce. Look at Kendrick. Look at J. Cole. Look at anybody. Let me tell you why these guys are breaking. Because as much as we don't want to say it, you're Black Daddy. You might not want to admit, we might be big bro, but to them people in them buildings, you Black Daddy. So guess what that says? And when they in them rooms, they're like, you think we can get DaBaby to do 1, 2, 3? And guess what they saying if Arnold's not there? Hell yeah, he could do it. Because they talking to an A&R guy who's getting paid $500,000 a year that he knows his job's depending on making DaBaby do it. Mm-hmm. But Arnold's there, so fuck, Arnold ain't gonna go for that.
Right.
And not only that, this is his money. This is what y'all don't understand, labels that y'all don't fucking get, and I'm just being honest, is that...
Ray yelling at us.
No, I'm not, because I'm not angry. I'm just saying,
I want to hear.
This is what I'm trying to say, is that you have employees that get paid X amount of dollars to do their job. Now, here's the fact. If they break 1 out of 10, they did their job. The other fucking 9...
could just fall to the ground.
Are casualties of war and the one gonna pay for it. Am I right or wrong? Am I true? Okay, so guess what? Guess what Arnold needs? He comes in the room and he's like, I know y'all got Black, Summer Walker, all this shit, but DaBaby, what are we doing? And that's why DaBaby became a superstar, because it was a partner. So my only thing I'm saying to labels is you should, instead of signing more artists, you should be signing more production companies and then finding talent on TikTok saying, hey, Arnold, this record is going viral. Do you think you could take this kid and go far? Matter of fact, you should go meet with them, because that's what Jimmy would do. I got this white kid, Robin Thicke, fucking Pharrell, you come do it. Oh, I got this fucking white kid, Eminem, Dre, you do it. They didn't bring them people.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
I'm from a Jimmy Iovine school. I worked at Interscope during that time, and Jimmy was big on empowering. And Berman is actually a really good friend of mine. Steve Berman was with Jimmy Iovine, still at Interscope, because Berman and me is my Jewish brother that understands us.
Love Steve Berman.
You know, and the reason I say this because, you know, he'll tell me, Arnold, you're the prize. You're the guy. You know, not to be my ego, but he's like, what happens when you get the next artist? People think that we asking for all this money from the labels because we want to be in partnership with them just because it's for us getting money. But you don't realize, now I got a next artist. Don't get mad because everybody's trying to sign the next artist because that would have automatically went to you as well. We married now.
Yep.
You got what I mean? So it ain't just me committing, you know, it ain't just you committing to me, it's me committing to you as well. You know, I'm divorced now, but in business, I want to be married. You got what I mean? Because if I can cheat, you know, if I can't cheat, but you can cheat, that's not a marriage.
Nah.
You know what I mean? That's what's happening right now. Everybody want to cheat.
I want to be invested in each other. Yeah.
I got an artist that's made one artist that's made, you know, coming over $100 million a year, $100 million since he's been there. Mm-hmm. You got people with 5 artists that ain't made that kind of money, but I still can't go in that building and get fully what I want. So my philosophy, I tell my kids all the time, 2 things I tell my kids: ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. Mm-mm. You got what I mean? And they never see my struggle. You know, I hate my kids and see my struggle because sometimes I try to take them to the hood and I'll do all this some weird shit, you know.
And they're like, what
this
is
where
this?
I grew up at right here.
What is this?
Dad, when we going to Chick-fil-A, okay?
Like,
That's not my life. Exactly.
Chick-fil-A ain't a real restaurant, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, Chick-fil-A is cool. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, that's just like, they had their own bathroom, they had their own thing, they had their own bed, they have to share. They didn't see the lights getting cut off. They didn't come home and see roaches. Yeah. They didn't come home and see none of that. You know, I seen it all. I see my mom lose her job.
Amen.
I see my mom lose her job. You know what I mean? Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's like, I know ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. And I teach my kids to be leaders because we all do dumb shit. But every time I did dumb shit, I did it because I wanted to do it, not because my homeboy did it. Yo, I can watch people do dumb shit all day long, and I'm telling you, I see y'all later.
Yep.
I'm that strong-minded. Never did hard drugs. They ain't my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Weed ain't hard drugs, first of all, guys. You know, so you know. Now you weed heads out here, don't get mad.
I was like, hold on.
I said
we're talking about cocaine and heroin.
I said hard drugs.
Yeah.
You doing perks and all kind of weird shit.
Yeah.
And then cocaine and all that. Listen, more power to you. I'm not judging. I never did it. Because one thing, I like to be in my mind. I don't like to be outside of my mind.
Me neither.
And I've always been real responsible as a kid. I've been telling my mom since I was 6, 7 years old, I'm gonna be successful, Mom. I'm gonna be successful. I know what I wanted to do. It's okay to not know what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm gonna be successful. I didn't care if I was gonna be the hottest plumber. Yeah. It didn't matter to me. Yep. I was gonna be business. I'm a businessman. I do real estate. I do a lot of business things. You know, so I'm just an entrepreneur. So I have to understand two things. The reason I haven't got $300-400 million from a label because I had to ask myself that. One, they know I can do a lot of the shit without them. And 2, you know, they also know at the end of the day, my model don't fit their model. Mm-hmm. Most labels that got that kind of money got 25, 30 artists, TikTok one-hit wonders and a lot of stuff. They got some big artists in the midst of that. Yep. I won't crowd my roster like that. I want superstars. If I got 5 artists that's superstars, I'm happy.
Hell yeah.
I don't want 20 artists. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, everybody got to be,
and they're playing they're playing the consumption game.
Real talk.
Like that's what they're playing. They're playing like they're literally coming to the roulette table betting on red and black, and we're betting on 7.
Exactly.
And we're gonna keep losing but when 7 hit, we up. And they're like,
4 years.
Red one day, red or black gonna win every day. They gonna always get, but they ain't gonna get.
That's a good analogy because I'm a gambler. So,
but I'm signing artists. I'm signing artists in 8 years, 4 years, 3 years. And they're gonna come to me when it's time to come to me, you know, because nobody wants to do the ugly work. You know what I mean?
Timing matters.
I like doing the ugly work.
Me too.
It's therapeutic for me.
Me too.
Because the reward is so much better, man.
You know, I was gonna say I like doing it. I just gotta because it takes me back to where I was, and when I was coming up, you couldn't have paid me to think that I would be here.
Real talk.
So
real talk.
And that fear
Facts.
Puts stress on the body. It drives you crazy. It's scary. You make decisions based on fear that you make based on yourself. And for me, just if I would have just had somebody in my life saying, you got it, you're doing right, you would be that. But you don't have that. So that's why I do it. Like for me, it's like I love, like I'm writing a book right now, and I was talking to my writer today, and we was writing it, and I was like, make sure you stress I had nothing, because she was telling the story about how I had to, because I was driving to New York to play my music. This is not this MP nigga. He like, I want to hear the songs. I'm driving 13 hours there, 13 hours back to play 2 songs. So he was like, she was like, yeah, you was doing that to get a deal. I said, nah, don't say I was doing that. I was doing that to change my fucking life. I was broke. I was hungry. My mom didn't have shit. My mom was driving school buses for $2,000 a month. Dog, I didn't fucking do that to get a deal.
Every time
a deal changes my life, my nigga.
Real talk.
So I want to stress to anybody listening. And I feel like people see pods and they think you're sitting all high and mighty. Nah, nigga. If we were sitting on high and mighty, nigga, we'd be doing something way different. We'd be sitting at a cigar bar talking shit. Real talk. Like, nigga, we are Robin Hoods, my nigga. We have figured out a way to make money from the rich and coming back saying, how can I help the poor?
No, your office is right there. You work
and people,
the whole day.
And Arnold, my biggest frustration,
I
got to tell you, Arnold, my biggest frustration is that there are people that's like, you still in the business? I'm like, nigga, I couldn't do this show if it wasn't, my office wasn't right there, and that's why I run my business out. People think I'm checking my phone. When I see Nori doing interviews and he's checking his phone and he's checking his phone for notes and questions. No, nigga, I'm actually approving records right now and approving deals. That's literally what I'm doing as I'm filming.
We freestyling.
Yeah. So my thing, we are, and that's the thing. Yeah. That's the hard part about where Arnold and I sit. We are freestyling. Yeah. We both are smart enough to know 5 years from now, we can be down and fucking out. So because I know that, I get off my ass every day and work like I am already down and out.
Exactly.
Niggas don't work like they down and out. Niggas can't wait to celebrate. Like
niggas get one check.
What y'all celebrate? Niggas get one check. Drinks on me. Drinks on you.
You know what's crazy though?
That's Braxton.
My most asked. I don't have to do it like that. My most asked question is. What, I missed the joke?
She called somebody else. She's like, that's Braxton. Like, why would you say that? It's all good. Let's go.
I don't believe it about Braxton. You know, my most asked question is because people love to age us out. You're in your 40s and 50s, man. People want to age you out. You know what I mean? But I'm watching these executives that's 70 years old, you know what I mean, that don't look like me. You know, they age you out. But at the end of the day, it's like, man, knowledge is power. You know, you need your young people in the game, your young gunners. You need old school. All my friends are older than me. I wanted to learn from the old heads because they can tell me where I'm going. You know what I mean? But I also, know at the end of the day, it's like we just have to realize like what we want. People ask me all the time, and why you work so hard, man? Don't you have enough? I'm not doing it for money though. I'm really doing it for everybody else. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've still got some people's lives I want to change. I still got people on my staff I want to set up. So when I walk away, from it, and I mean walk away from retirement to us, we never retire, We walk away from like, we enjoy our life more. We may be in the office a couple of days a week now and not 7 days a week. Nah. But I'm going to roll my artists, man. I'm not the CEO that sits in the office and delegate. And if I got to drive the bus, I drive the bus. So, you know what I mean? I don't care who I broke. I don't care how much money I got. And that's just me. I'm a working CEO. I don't even like being in the office. I like being out. I don't do every single thing and go to the club and try to be young. That's not what I do. But I'm involved and I pop in and I know I want to see it. Even my smallest artists, I ain't just talking about Baby and Toosi and Tia, even my smallest artists, I'll pop up at that show, 200 people, 100 people and be like, wow, you know how important that is to an artist to see the CEO come in and be at the show? Because and you can sign to a label and they never come until you get hot. Now, oh God, I knew you could do it. Yep. Did you?
Yep. But that's what I was about to come from. You know what I'm saying? Because not only are you there when they're performing in front of 50 people, when they get off that stage, the first voice they're going to hear is yours saying, that was great. Let's do this better. Yo, Real don't talk. Worry about the crowd.
Real talk.
That's artist development. Like artists like.
That reminds me when I first started working with you, we went to go see Bonja play out in West Bubblefuck somewhere. And he was so happy. Yeah. That Ray made time. Like he was like, is Ray gonna come? Is Ray gonna come? I'm like, I don't know. He said he was.
You gotta do it.
And Ray showed up and his energy, everything changed. Like he just turned into Superman at that point.
I know.
So I
that's what and to be honest with you right now, artists are like character development. Like when they get to a superstar, that's when you can say they blockbuster, right?
Real talk.
Like right now, like artist development is like like, okay, I'm gonna name a character Superman. What does he look like? He wears red and blue. Let me draw him. Okay, what does he do? Kryptonite is his weak. So you get his story, right? That's the bacon he's speaking about. The comic book is like the stores in front of this. But when they get to that place where they making $200 million movies,
right,
nigga, that's when they're there. But name a superhero movie that we've seen, or a blockbuster movie we've seen that didn't have a story to it, a backstory. You have to tell a backstory. I just see that. The frustrating part for me is that I feel like I know all the answers, and I just got to sit back and watch them make the bad moves. And it's like, you know what? Just do something else, because
it's frustrating.
It's frustrating because like, you know, that's not gonna work. You know that's not good, and you also want to help, because I know, and I know you know this, is that I got 10 artists, but that's 10 families that are all sitting in the house at the table. You know how the politicians be like, I know America's at the lunch table, the dinner table now saying this. These families sitting at the table saying, Arnold got us.
Yep.
Arnold, those guys, Arnold, Garrett, King Carter, they all got us. And when you have that pressure on you, you can't bullshit. Nah, because you know how you got here when somebody had to get you. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's just necessary.
And I tell my artists, man, listen, I haven't had a lot of help. I mean, even when I started my label, I got hated on. People thought I was crazy. Why you gonna do that, man? You know, at your age, why you gonna leave the label? You get a big check, this and that. That's them getting a big check, bro. You know, but my city need me. You got what I mean? And I'm up for the challenge, bro. I don't want nothing. I ain't never got nothing easy before. Everything, if it comes too easy for me, I'm nervous. Like, oh, it came too easy. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that I wanted to do it while I was still in love with the business. You know what I mean? Because once you ain't in love with the business no more, it's almost like, nah, I'm just doing it. I can't add nothing to the culture. I want to do it while I was coming off of a hot season, while I was already, intertwined with other artists, and I just want to do it for my city. I want
to ask you a question, and you just made me think about something.
What's that?
Do you think the reason why you love the business so much is because you're still living in the same place you started?
Yes.
Because let me tell you why I say that.
360.
I don't know nobody. Yeah. I don't know no label execs in LA that are really happy. Like, listen, I don't know label execs that moved to New York that are really happy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you get jaded, you start hating the business. Like me, I always tell people, like, my superpowers, I still live in Atlanta.
Real talk.
Like, don't get me wrong. Maybe if I went to LA and I posted up, I can get whatever I want. But I'm going to hate the world because I'm going to have to play their way. And out here, I'm still touching the ground every day. Like that's why I think P is successful. Exactly. Top's from LA though. Baby never moved to New York or LA. When Hurricane Katrina happened, they moved to Miami. You look at the CEOs who are all winning. They all are winning because they stayed where they was. They had that foundation that they built 100%. Around them.
I live in Miami and Charlotte. And at the end of the day, I've always lived in those places. I live in Miami and Charlotte. I work in New York and LA. I lived in LA, I lived in New York, but to me, I couldn't wait to get back home.
Yep.
Because I wasn't moving out there because I wanted to be. People were like, I'm moving to LA. And you seem a little happy, bro. Aren't you from Chicago? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's like what you're looking for. I'm not a cloud chaser. Not saying you're a cloud chaser because you're moving to LA or New York. I just think that I can go see my mom. You know what I'm saying? I can go see my mom. I ain't home a lot, but I can go see my mom. I can invite her over for dinner.
Yep.
I can see my kids. To me, it's important that and all my artists, I don't care if you got a house in LA, wherever you got a house in New York, whatever, you better have a house in Carolina, because the minute we start moving and all this other stuff, we doing what everybody else did in Carolina, so why it wasn't hot before. Because we was moving, and I watch people moving from somewhere else all of a sudden now, bro. And
they become different.
But I see now, I got kids, I got friends from Die Hard, Brooklyn and boroughs and all of us. Brooklyn, I was country and all kind of shit when I was living in New York now. Man, I was born in Brooklyn. I was born in Carolina, man. I was born in Jacksonville. My mom from so-and-so. Cut it out, nigga. You never said that before, bro. I've been knowing you for a long time. So what I know what I'm doing is right, because people coming to me telling me about their Carolina story now. Tupac's mom is from Carolina. Yeah. You know that.
And I don't know if this is...
Pam Grier.
I don't know if this is still a fact, but when I was interning, I heard this. So I heard that North Carolina and South Carolina, those two states are the top two states for record sales. When records were selling, those two states sold more records than every other state.
100%.
I don't know why.
Let me tell you what really made me say, damn, I'm about to retire from Epic and go back to my city. I was with Future, and I seen Future make more money in the streets at the club, and I ain't telling this business because shit, we all know Future rich, shit, whatever. Future was getting booked by the clubs in my city, my city, because the Carolinas is big, but it's North and South Carolina. I'm the first one to start saying Carolinas because I wanted to make the city sound bigger because Charlotte wasn't big enough.
Exactly.
So I had to include South Carolina with North Carolina because we cousins, even though we're totally different, we're cousins.
That's crazy. That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, but to me, Future, we probably did 30, 40 dates inside Carolinas. We was in places I never heard of before. We go to Jacksonville, we go to New Bern, we was going to all these places in between. I'm like, what the hell is this? 4 hours this way, 3 hours this way. He was getting bags. I'm thinking to myself, y'all don't even support y'all own artists like this. But cats from Atlanta was coming to Carolinas getting real bags. I watched them do it.
Yeah.
Because they was calling me.
Yeah.
And I was helping them get bags, but I was also talking shit to all the promoters like, man, y'all don't even book y'all own artists.
That's fine.
We ain't got no artists out here. I wonder why. Because y'all don't support no artists out here, though. You know, so to me, I think that you know, I mean, shout out to Ninth Wonder too. Ninth Wonder, man,
Yeah.
he got his thing going, you know, in the Raleigh area. He's been like dedicated. Like to me, I feel like, you know, when I saw that, sometimes you got to leave out of your city, man, and realize, damn, it's money in my city. Even some of the real estate I should have bought in Charlotte that was hood ain't never gonna be nothing.
Yep.
Multi-million-dollar place. I should have owned that whole block. Yep. But I'm so busy trying to chase this and that. You know what I mean? Because
what's that book? It's like The Alchemist.
Yeah.
It's like The Alchemist. Like The Alchemist, you go on this whole journey, not realizing everything you're looking for was already inside you.
Come on,
you had
bro.
it there, but sometimes you got to go through that journey to see, like, oh, that's how they do it. Oh, wow, that's how they do it. Oh, that because you don't know what you're doing wrong.
You don't, man. You don't. And people
But
had to
TCs
tell
might
me.
do it right.
People had to tell me when I'm in New York and LA and all these places. You know, I just bought something in Asheville. You know, oh yeah, I like Charlotte. I'm bought something in so-and-so area. And really? I'm outside of my city. People are telling me they're investing in my city on shit I should be owning. You got what I mean? And I could afford it back then, obviously. I would have read it now, but
yeah, but you still could have been on the
But
ground.
it's the knowledge, though. You know what I
exactly.
mean? I wouldn't have got a loan. You know, I bought my first house at 20 years old, bro. I moved out when I was 18 years old. Not because of my mom. I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah.
I just want my own. I'm just an independent guy.
Yeah.
I want to have my girls over here. My mom.
By the way, you're a man. By the way, you're a man. That's what a man's supposed to be. He's supposed to move out at 18 and go be his own man.
You ain't gotta get put out.
Yeah.
Move out. Nah, I can go back to my mama's house today, but I just think it's important.
What do you want the next generation of music makers and artists, producers, everybody, future record labels? What do you want them to know
About South Coast or this period? I
period.
think artists got to invest in themselves, man. Like just talking about Baby and talking about any artist that you know, is different, you know, from the younger artists to the newer artists, because you know, Baby got like a different side of me. Like we did everything, single thing. Baby would do something small and I go to a radio station and do something that my 18-year-old artist won't do because he didn't grow up listening to radio.
Yep.
So he don't think the importance of doing the smaller stuff. So even when Baby,
Kids
the Baby
don't
getting
listen to radio.
right, but even the Baby getting $300,000-$500,000 a show or whatever he's getting, he still to go do something that makes sense for the culture and the community. So I think, you know, with the younger artists is coming in today, if you sign into people like me or P or Ray or or Drama or, you know, Gotti, whoever the case may be, a Top, I think you got to understand, you know, these people are taking their hard-earned money and trusting you. I mean, I got a divorce over this shit really, though, because my ex-wife hated the business. You got what I mean? I'm not saying the business cost it, but it's a hard business for a woman to sit at home and wait on you to not be hot and your artist get in trouble and in their mind, 4 years is a long time, bro, for you to be saying we gonna pop.
We gonna pop. But I was about to say, you know, the hard part is that you work every day trying to get there. Yeah. And then when you finally get there, you got to work harder.
But you get so close though, Ray. Yeah. You ever been so close? Like, trust me, baby, it's about to happen.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's why your partner got to be solid. You know what I mean? Your big boys you messing with, they got to be solid.
Yeah.
Because they got to understand that you're around guys. Everybody ain't trying to sleep with you.
That's why I can't date, though.
Everybody ain't trying to sleep with you, though. Some people really disrespect the fact that
they like,
we can have a great relationship. But I think that my advice to young people, man, is just like, don't ever stop working, though, because the internet ain't real to me, though. It's what you use. I mean, cancel culture, whatever. You know, you can only cancel yourself. You know, now watch what you say, but that's just about people. If you just say some stupid shit, you know, you gotta understand you're gonna have to. Somebody gonna ask you about it, right?
You have to stand on it at some point.
You know what I mean? But I also think that you know, a lot of artists just ain't that hard living in the studio. That studio should be your office.
Yep.
I book a studio and no ain't shit gonna happen when I walk in there. I can just tell by the artist vibe, ain't shit gonna happen tonight.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Take
your ass to the studio anyway. Something gonna happen this week, right?
But I tell artists, if you started off, if you made your first successful album, right? I was drinking Coke 45,
real talk,
and smoking blunts.
Real talk.
No, seriously, see your face. I always tell people, the minute I walk in the studio and I see wine, nigga, it's over.
Real talk.
It's over. The minute I walk in the room and I start seeing niggas drinking some more expensive
what
shit.
This teleport?
And you only in Hollywood.
It's over.
It's still over?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Penny.
Let me tell you why. You ever seen somebody fall off? People fall off all the time, right? The reason why they fall off is because they get far from where they started.
Yes.
And now they don't even know where they started. So my thing is that's why people are like, why do you deal with people? I'm like, because that's where I come from. I don't want to be around people who ain't gonna fucking curse or be honest or say some bullshit. Because that frustration is rooted in from in our standpoint is rooted in effort. Like, ain't no lazy people out here frustrated. The people that are frustrated are the people that's working every day. Like, I'm doing my best. That's cool. The problem is that you want to determine when it works. And it's not in our hand. I always say work at a pace. Like Arnold, when we started this podcast, I said work at a pace. I literally said, like, all this equipment you see, this shit came 5 months in. Because I was like, I'm not buying no goddamn equipment if we can't at least shoot a fucking show. And we were shooting once a day.
Right.
We were shooting Monday through Friday. We were shooting content. Wow. And then people was like, congratulations on your podcast. I'm like, I don't have a podcast. I was just putting out content.
Wow.
It didn't become a podcast until one day we was here and I was like, let's fucking shoot an episode. And the first episode we shot wasn't even called The God Show. It was called So You Want to Be in the Music Business with us and Nick Love. Remember that?
Oh, wow.
And it was like, so you want to, and then Nick Love didn't come back. So it was like, well, shit. And then Arnold, it's written on my board right now. I wrote it in red, Combos with the Gods. And I was like, you know what? We can't call it that.
And you spell it different.
Yeah. No. It was always spelled the same because it was always combos with goats and underdogs.
Okay.
That's what God stands for.
Okay.
So I remember I was like, damn, I can't call it combos with gods because that means we're gonna need a guest every show.
Yeah.
And niggas ain't gonna show up for me.
Right.
So I'm like, call it the God Show.
No, Ray didn't think people would show up for him. Like Ray was like, oh, I gotta scrap this.
Listen,
Arnold, as many people as I know, I don't ask because in my mind it's like if you know me, you want to do it, nigga. Of course, why wouldn't I? But I also know there are some. It's funny because when I'm like, it was like maybe like Puff changed it off me. By the way, shout out to Puff. Yeah, Puff changed it off me because Puff posted me and deleted everything off his page
and left that.
And then that's when all of this people started following and coming around. But before then, niggas was calling my people, big niggas that we know, calling my people like, hey, Ray is about to go down. He's radioactive. Everybody's saying he's talking too much. And I was like,
I ain't talking too much.
So my thing was like, I was like, you know what, man? Just keep going. Because nigga, if you could make a phone call to warn somebody I'm going down.
You got the attention. Yeah, you got the attention now.
Nigga, my thing is this. You can make a phone call to call me to say, Ray, I got an opportunity over there for you. Nigga, if you care enough to make a phone call, if I see Arnold out there doing something dumb, and I'm like, yo, Arnold, if you stay here, it's eventually gonna get shot.
Real talk.
Like, but if I'm calling a nigga next to you saying, Arnold gonna get shot for standing right there, nigga, I don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, you crazy.
Nigga, I'm really just on some gossip shit. So for me, it was like, and not only that, you gotta understand, and I tell us to all artists, support is overrated. Support is overrated. And it's actually kind of the worst thing you could have early on is support. Because when you don't have support and you get to that place where you don't have, like, of course you can perform in front of your friends and family. And they'll be like, yeah, we love the music. But the day you got to go perform in front of 20 people that don't know you, don't give a fuck about you. Nigga, now you looking like, why they don't like my music? What's wrong with me? Fuck, they support my nigga. They don't know they supposed to clap for you yet.
Yep.
And it's your job to show them. And if you don't keep fighting and keep coming back and not be afraid to get laughed at, nigga, then you don't deserve to be here anyway. I don't care if y'all clown me, nigga. If you go back on my Instagram, Arnold, you can see me. It's funny. We laugh at this now, Braxton. My first few videos that I put out, people don't even realize I was talking into a mic that wasn't plugged up. Because
are you serious, bro?
We didn't know how to work the equipment.
Real talk, yeah.
And then not only we didn't know how to work the equipment, number one, and number two,
I
was doing, remember, if you pay attention to me, I was doing content where I was just speaking at my desk. Yep. But then I was like, damn, bro, when I do interviews, I talk better. So I'm like, put a mic in front of me. Because when I have a mic in front of me, I think differently. Because now, something about this being in front of you make you say,
nah, real talk.
I can't say that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
so for me, nigga, I did 4 or 5 videos without the mic plugged up. And I didn't care how people felt. Because if you weren't about the mic and the sound, you ain't my audience anyway. My audience is people who want the information. And if you care how it's delivered, nigga, you ain't my audience. So now all of a sudden it's turned into something. And by the way, shout out to our sponsor, our first sponsor, Tote & Carry. Tote & Carry. That sponsored us, and that was the first time we made a check.
I love it.
And for me now people don't want to do it, but for me it was like, nigga, I say this: if you can make $1 doing something, you can make $1 million doing it.
You know what's crazy though, man? Too though, I'm glad you said that, man. We got to get back to just being real people. You know what I mean? Like you know, your man called me. I get a janitor my phone number. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm not Hollywood, bro. I'm not Hollywood. I know where I come from. I come from nothing. I'm humble as they come. You know, I'm smart. I know who not to fuck with.
Yep.
You know.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wait, so now I gotta ask you, do you consider yourself a GOAT or underdog in the industry?
I'm a little bit of both. Because I don't, you know, I gotta go talk to my business manager, my accountant at the end of the year to realize how much they think I'm successful. And I'd be like, damn, sometimes I got a lot of shit. But I had to get to a certain point or talk to certain people to realize how much stuff I've accomplished and have. I don't really bathe in my success. I didn't went so far and took all my plaques off the wall. And, you know, I hate people my age, older guys, they were talking about, oh, man, I broke Mary J. Blige. Man, cut it out, bro. Bro, stop. Cut it out.
Yeah.
You start talking about you broke Whitney Houston and you signing 19-year-olds. They don't know who that is, man. You know what I'm saying? They know it, but they know from their moms. You know, if I ain't talking about who I broke last year, you know what I mean? When you start that, it's time to go ahead and get on out the business, bro. You know what I mean? I'm holding on to the, you know, gold plaques and shit back in the days.
I can't afford to hold on to that.
Fuck a platinum plaque. Gold plaque back in the days?
Yeah, that was major.
What?
Can't
the record on it? You know, so to me, I just think that I'm both because, let me tell you why. Your man called me, you know, all he had to say was Ray wanted me to come on the show. Like with Dirty Glove Bastards, Ja'Cory used to do a lot of stuff for me. He should do marketing for me. You know, shout out to Ja'Cory. I don't care. My PR called me and be like, hey, man, you see the followers on that show and this and that or whatever. Not really my PR. I don't really have a PR. My artist PR.
Yeah.
But with a label PR.
Okay.
Listen, I don't care if they got one follower. You know what I mean? To me, I do real shit because I can do Billboard interviews all day and I do those too. But it's like, if I don't touch the people and I'm signing the people, and I rock with Ray, I respect Ray. You know what I mean? I respect what he's done, man. You know, so if I got time and I can do it in my schedule, I'm gonna do it. You know?
And I'm gonna be honest with you. When Jack, because Jack brought it to me the same way like that. He was like, would you want to interview Arnold Taylor? I said, hell yeah, if he want to do it. Because you know what I'm saying? Because because it's like, I don't want to put, I can do other business with you. No doubt. My thing is, and I tell everybody on my team, I want them to understand, no doubt. I can't afford to ask him for something over here, and I can help make money over here by giving his artist shit, because this is how I keep all the lights on. So for me, but I appreciate you, man.
No, I'm honored, bro. I'm honored. And
I just say this, like, you are a GOAT. And the reason why, and I know you're a GOAT from the inside.
No doubt.
Like, it's different from the outside. Right. Everybody from the outside look at you like big man, big chain, big artist, big cars. I'm like, nah, y'all understand. He didn't do it. He did it the right way. He went to school. He helped other people make money. And then he decided, I can do this for myself. Sometimes you have to do that. Epic for me was school. When I was at Epic, everybody know, when I worked for LA Reid, nigga, my bio said intern. Interscope was enlightening for me when I worked there. It was enlightening. It was like, oh shit. Because Epic, it was a black world. It was a black, like LA, the man at the top of the, like LA Reid would have you in the room listening to rock acts. And you better talk about it. Right. You know that. LA Reid, who trained my ear. Interscope was like, we only talk, and not only that, LA was like, we going to dinner tonight. Every day we went to dinner. Right. Every day he was around him. It was like we'd be in LA office. It'd be me and him till 1 a.m, just in the office, him smoking cigars, me talking shit all the time. When you got the Interscope, it was like a real job. It was like, Ray, get here. Okay, cool. Here's your meeting. Right. I'm like, well, what are y'all about to do? Oh, well, we have other meetings. Right. And LA would be like, you be trying to walk away, LA be like, where you going?
Real talk.
Nigga, I got to meet with Mariah. I ain't made my project, so what, nigga? That's why I love. And then Epic was Warner was I can prove my Warner was I can do this shit. I can make money and it works. So now it's like if I go chase tips again, I gotta be okay watching niggas make 100 million and know it's not for me.
That's how it was with me. It's crazy because the Black Round was my first job. I'm such an independent guy. I never wanted to work for a major, you know, because at Black Round, I'm talking to Aaliyah. I'm with Aaliyah. I was with Aaliyah the day before she died. You know, rest in peace, Aaliyah in Miami. I was supposed to go to the thing with her, you know. We went to Chicago to Impact. So I was with Timberland. I was with Tank. Like, me and Tank still cool to this day. That's my guy. Like, to have that type of hands-on experience, I never got that. Even Def Jam, even the Interscope, you know, when I worked at Republic for a little while, I never even met Drake.
Yeah.
Till later. You know what I'm saying? Like, and God knows you've been out say shit in that meeting when they ask you a question. They really don't want your opinion. You know what I'm saying? You just a number. I say, damn, this major shit is different, you know? So I like the independent world because it was always I had a voice, and like Barry would come in and ask me, I was the youngest person on the staff, questions. I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to answer those questions. I didn't know I'm young, you know, but question. I'm right here with the CEO. You know, he didn't tell you, man, you know, you ain't supposed to answer Paris. Like, what'd you say to him?
Yeah.
I said the record was hot.
Yeah.
You said what?
Oh, nigga, that's
a sticker
pressure on him.
I ain't no protocol, man.
Yeah.
I ain't no protocol. Yeah. I didn't know you had to check with the boss first. I'm just happy I'm in the office of Barry. You know what I mean?
Nigga talking to you.
What?
Well, since you're asking.
You want to talk to me?
Exactly.
Because LA, if anybody know LA don't really talk to the promo staff like that. He's an A&R guy.
Yeah,
you're the A&R in LA. That's all he talked to.
You're an A&R for LA. You had the best experience of your life. Like, he don't even.
You be happy he talking to the promo guy.
In the marketing meetings, we didn't even go to marketing meetings.
Real talk.
He was like,
real talk.
Because LA was like, Ray, we worked for fucking, he said when we had LaFace with Clive, nigga, we only had Shanti Das doing marketing. So we were at the mercy of, only way we could win is if we made the best records. So fuck what marketing does. If your records ain't good, it don't matter how good the market is, it's not gonna work. So focus on the records. It's teamwork. Be the best A&R guy you could be, give him the best records.
Yeah. Boom. He never really stopped being from doing like different marketing things. And you know, he focused on what he was good at, and that's A&R. But I respect LA for that, you know. But I think that to me, just to go back to the whole PR thing, I think that people gotta do small things, big things. That's how I teach my artists. I don't know what the small things mean because this video can go viral tomorrow and it can be big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've had things go viral before that was some just random dude just interviewed me in the streets and I stopped and showed love. You got what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've done big shit before that nobody saw.
Yeah.
So you know, so I do interviews. I just you know, I just try to like really just make it about my artists and my company now. And I'm falling back a little bit from Arnold Taylor because at one time I was bigger than the label. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I want it to be about South Coast because I think it helps the overall brand.
It helps everybody with you.
Gary can go do stuff. Carla can go do stuff. I don't have to be there. I can focus on the whole label, you know. So, and I manage Baby. So I don't manage my other artists, but I manage him because he's my franchise player. You know what I mean? And I'm the only one that can probably
hands-on
tell him how to move because that's how we started. But I don't want to be a manager, man, because the manager's day to day, and I got to run
a lot of work.
Well, I don't know if what we doing is big or small, but I know I appreciate you.
That's important. That's what it is.
Thank you so
I appreciate
much.
you for coming. This is another moment in time for us where people see and people are like, because you are a wolf, and that's what I'm trying to say.
I appreciate it, bro.
Wolves don't care who sat on the chair because they know when I sit there, the chair value went up. And sheep are waiting to see Arnold Taylor did the show. Oh, I could do it now. I'm cool with the sheep too. Oh, y'all are welcome, by the way. Everybody's welcome. I don't have no bias because at the end of the day, I just only know it because I'm a wolf and I'm like, I'm unafraid to do anything. Nigga, you can give me, most people probably I built my career because you had DaBaby and I'm like, yo, give me artist number 10 that no one cares about. That was how I built my career. And then I would make artist number 10 the shit. And now DaBaby is like, who? Yeah. Who's the energy over there? That's how I came up. So with that being said, man.
Though, you break that. I want one of them records, man. Save me one of them.
Listen, brother, whatever you need.
I got something for you. I need you.
And whatever you need. And I just say this, like, man, I appreciate you doing this show. This shit means a lot to me because there are only a few Arnold Taylors, P's, fucking Top Dogs. There are only a few of y'all like that have not one, but 2, 3, 4, 5 things moving at once.
Thanks, yeah.
And And when the sheep see it and be like, well, Arnold did it. Can I go talk now? Mm-hmm. It opens the door for me. And at the end of the day, my goal when I started this show was to never take a label job. I could consult all day, but I don't want to take a label job because I just don't want to be owned.
Nah, consult.
And I can't, it's not.
That's the word, consult. I love that word.
I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it further. I can't afford to be owned. Amen. Because my mother depends on me. Yes, my sister depends on me. And if I'm owned, my kids, nigga, then that means that my mother and them, their lives are in your hands, sir. Yeah. And I don't want that for you, because then that means I'm in your face every day like, nigga, what the fuck is up? What are we doing? You don't want that for you. So for me, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, man, but, I appreciate you, man. And, this is the God show. And we are out. But...